What's up, everybody? It's Jimmy James, and you're here for the Stereo Joe Show. Thanks so much for checking in. We got an awesome show for you tonight, all the way from North Carolina. Up first, we got Bradford Ray Bailey. He is a guitarist playing this sick hybrid guitar. It's part bass, it's part guitar, it's part acoustic. You're not going to want to miss it. It's really cool stuff, really creative. And then up next, we got Austen Gray from Joker's Republic, ska band, going to be doing an in-house performance, really upbeat. You're going to love it. Not going to want to miss it. Then from Commonwealth, we got Christian Carson. This guy is mad funny. And what's exciting about that is he's going to be interviewed by our boy, Johnny Popko. He's a radio DJ. He's got a podcast called the Popko Podcast. It's his first episode on the show. So we are so excited to welcome him. Then we got guitarist, singer, songwriter Nick Planner coming on. I'm excited to talk to him. He's one of my buddies from the area, so we're going to hear what he's been doing and everything. Be performing as well. Then we got bass player extraordinaire Quintin coming on. We're going to be talking to him and see what he's been up to during quarantine, see what's going on in the music world with him. Can't wait to talk to him. And, of course, last but not least, we're going to have my buddy who went all the way west out to Colorado, Joel Latito. He's been busking out there. He's been playing gigs left and right, really growing as an artist. It's really exciting to see. So we're going to be talking to him. And then, of course, at the end, anyone that's around, we're going to be talking a little group stuff, seeing how everyone's doing, catching up with everybody, talking about some music topics and whatnot. But first, let's get it kicked off with the music video. This is Walter Lee, who is an awesome musician up in the Napa Valley area up there in PA. Great guy. All right, let's check him out.
6 in the afternoon, the sun's gonna set soon. I keep circling around in my own head, what we gonna do? So much time that I get to spend in my room, can't let it linger on. It's time to find something to do before we've got to live like the day never ends, when the world can't seem to fit in my head. We've got so many problems with few solutions, but I won't let it stop me from changing. Whoa. How do you plan to spend your day when you're locked at home? Are you gonna mope, rectify, sustain, or contemplate your life? If only we could scroll away. It's time to open your eyes, don't let it kill your time and leave you to the wayside. We've got to live like the day never ends, when the world tries to drive you insane. We've got so many problems with few solutions, but got to live like the day never ends, 'cause the world is waiting for you to smile. We've got so many options to be the best we can be, so look on the brighter side, we have all the things we need. Yeah, we've only got about 2 weeks.
All right, that was Walter Lee. He's an awesome guy. We just saw him this past Saturday up at Shroud Fest. That was an awesome gig. He was playing on the main stage. That stage was off the hook. We didn't get to see his set because we were performing ourselves. It was awesome. But all right, guys, you know what time it is. It's time for the Hair Beast. Let's welcome him to the show. What's up, Hair Beast?
Just taming the beast.
How you doing, man? What's on?
Dude, I'm having a great night. You know, we had Stroud Fest on Saturday. We played a great show with our good friends Killing Time up in New York yesterday. And then we have Stereo Joe Show tonight. 3 action-packed shows, 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right. I'm going to let you tell us about that sexy beard real quick, and I'll be right back.
People ask me how the beard gets so sexy. I tell them it doesn't get that sexy on its own. It doesn't have to be a struggle for you either, because it's not a struggle for me, because we're partnered with the Beard Struggle. They have products for beards of all sizes, whether you're just starting out or you're trying to grow a forest on your face. If you got anything they need, brushes, balms, oils, shampoos. And if you think that gets expensive buying so many products, tell them Stereo Joe sent you by using code StereoJO at checkout. They give you 15% off your total order. And if you live in the US and happen to spend $40 or more, they'll ship it to you for FREE. That's right, free. And who does not like free stuff? And we got a great show for you tonight.
We got birthdays? I'm sorry. I was calling because I got a special birthday. Today's my goddaughter's birthday. So there we go. Tell us about these birthdays. So, all right, this is what we're going to do. Tell us. Oh, shit. Bro, I got to go to our first guest. Rem,
Whoa.
I love you. Hi. Goodbye. We love you. We got Bradford hanging in the back. It's 8:10, man. We started the show late. And Rem, you look great. We'll talk to you in a minute. We love you.
We'll hit those birthdays later.
Woo! Happy birthday. All right, guys, we are going all the way down to North Carolina to bring you an amazing guitar player who said, you know what, the regular guitar, he chopped it out and he added a bass guitar in. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's talk to Bradford Ray Bailey. What's up?
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you. As you can tell, I'm getting a little hot over here, man. I'm getting all excited. How's it going?
This is fun. I want to be in your band. You guys have fun.
Oh, you know what? And we talk about Dick's hair half of the show. I'm like, he's got such great hair, that bastard. You know, I'm like, what the heck? But anyway, let's hear about you. What's going on? What's new?
Well, I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I mainly a solo jazz guitarist. There's a great scene here. There's so much going on. A lot of corporate work. There's lots of neat stuff. You know, with COVID, people are trying to get back to life. There's great outdoor events. It's just fun right now. It's really fun.
Yeah, and those are the events that are paying, those corporate events. And you know what? You got the perfect thing for it too, because they don't want something that's overbearing, but yet so you're really tying like a little bit of everything. And I heard you play before and I was like, ooh, so that's just what they need there. So I could see you're probably getting a lot of gigs. So how did you fall into that? Like how did you end up where you are?
Wow, it's like I don't even think about that anymore, but I started on guitar and I was totally into metal. I mean, just back, you know, the Metallica Black album, I was in high school when that came out, and just all that stuff. And I got to go to an arts high school, but you had to take jazz, and I didn't care about jazz at all, but I can play guitar at high school, so I learned to like jazz real quick. And just discovered that's really a language that I really love. And so anyway, I was playing guitar, and it just dawned on me, like, I couldn't find any bass players I wanted to play with. And so I was like, well, let me put some bass strings on a guitar. And so I started messing around with that, and it didn't work very well. And then a friend of mine who knew I was doing that said, hey, you got to check out Charlie Hunter. Do you know who Charlie Hunter is?
No.
So he actually made this happen. He worked out the science. He was in the Bay Area and worked with a guy, Ralph Novak, and it just blew my mind. Like someone had perfected this thing. So long story short, got one and just devoted myself to it.
Well, it is so cool. I was wondering how that came to be and how you ended up there. It's funny. I don't want to reveal my age, but I remember when that album came out as well. And, when I saw the instrument before, you don't sound like this musically, but it reminded me, you remember the presidents of the United States and that, like
Sure.
the Peaches for You or whatever? Didn't they do something not the same, but they like switched it somehow?
Well, the guitar player only had 3 strings, just like a power chord. I think just tuned to where he could play with one finger, I think. And the bass player did something similar, like just 2 strings or something.
That's okay, something like that. I didn't know if they inspired you, like, or you were just turning then, but you saw this instrument and then you were like, oh, because you did have it, but then your friend gave that to you and you were like, oh, and then from then it's been your baby.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and now you're one of those guitarists that people like me are like, oh, let me go try to learn a song. And then I'm like, what? How the hell can I play this? It's one of those impossible ones to play. I love it. So, okay, well, cool. Well, before we go to this next song, who are some of your influences?
Well, Charlie Hunter, he actually lives in Greensboro, North Carolina now, and we've become friends, and he's shown me a lot of stuff, so that's been cool.
Cool.
Medeski, Martin, and Wood, I love that. Just anything that grooves. But above all, Victor Wooten. I listened to the Flecktones in high school and met Victor, and I've gone to his camps, and as a musician, as a person, he's biggest influence on me.
That is so cool. And I had the pleasure to talk to him. He's a genius. He really is. So now I could see he's rubbed off on you. So you're definitely a part of that vein. All right. Well, you know what? I'm getting off and let's check out this instrument and I'll be right back at the end.
Awesome.
Cool.
Fix my mic here. Sorry. Here we go.
awesome, man.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yo, dude. All right, let me pull in Remy, dude. But I got a couple questions real quick. I'm going to try to go so quick. Is that standard tuning for the strings that are there?
No, good catch. So this is the best way to explain it. This is not right, but this is where we start. It's like EAD on a bass. So it's like a bass missing the high string.
Yep.
And then it's like a guitar missing the low string because those pitches are about the same.
Interesting.
Very close. However, it's all tuned up a minor third. So this low open string is a G. And that's part of the science. If you see the fanned frets, how the bridge angles one way and the nut angles the opposite way, that allows the bass string to be 29 inches long, which is too short for a bass. So that's why it's tuned up to G. And then the guitar is 25 and a half at the shortest string, which is like a Telecaster. So the guitar is like too big and the bass is too short.
Yo, that is awesome. All right. Okay. I got to shut up. I'm out of here, Rem. I'm just letting you hang. I might pop Nick in if we have enough time, but we got a couple minutes, so I'll be back. That was awesome,
right.
bro.
Hey, Brad, long time no see. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, Remy, good to see you.
Dude, that was great. I mean, I never saw you play the guitar. I mean, I watched the video you sent me or whatever, but that's awesome.
Cool.
Very
Thanks.
cool. And as I know, but the audience doesn't know, you also play a bunch of other instruments.
Yeah, basically, if it has frets, I like to play it: mandolin, banjo, play drums too. I'm really bad at keyboards.
Sure, yeah. I'm sure you're bad at keyboards. And you have that banjo with like 40,000 strings on it.
Well, it's a similar idea. Yeah, it has the bass strings on it.
It's very cool. That was really awesome. Do you, when you perform, it's just solo, or do you have a band?
It's mainly solo, just because that's what's available. But during the spring and summer, so many outdoor gigs, and people hire my trio a lot. So it's all original jazz groove stuff, like I just played, usually with drums and a vibraphone player or saxophone.
Nice. I'm sure that sounds amazing.
It's fun. It's kind of like Medeski, Martin, and Wood, but not as out there.
Hey, Brad, it's a pleasure to meet you. And I think that guitar-bass combination is the coolest instrument I've ever seen. And that it's an honor to have you on here playing it and have it here just in the show, period, because I think that it's a cool part of music history. And you clearly have a lot of talent when it comes to playing both the guitar and bass combo, which leads me to a question of, have you ever heard a song that you thought was kind of easy, but then when you looked it up, it just was really just insanely hard to play, or just kind of like more difficult than you thought would be?
Wow, like the first 10 years of playing. The first song that was like that for me was, again, back to Metallica, the song One. You're wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. The way I learned to play was I had this little acoustic guitar, and I just by ear, I learned all the bass lines. I didn't realize it was bass, but I learned that on the guitar. And then the Metallica came out, and that I had to do that. And it was so insanely difficult. And I just spent hours and weeks and months just going, just a little faster and a little faster. And I feel like everything's like that. On here, it was Chameleon. Which is a hard enough bass line, right? And then you put the melody. And to try to make them both feel right to like a real bass player and real guitar player, it's a lot. And you just have to go, just one note at a time, and just keep working at it.
Awesome.
I love it. Well, I'm sorry, we're getting towards the end. We've got about a minute left. real quick, what are your next plans? Where should everyone go to check you out? What's going on?
Yeah, so my website's there, bradfordraybailey.com, and you can find my album and my calendar. And I'm actually starting to play normal guitar a lot right now, working on a new album. It's kind of like Wayne Krantz, kind of like if Jimi Hendrix played ballads. That's what I'm trying to do.
Ooh, that sounds really cool. I'm curious because I can kind of hear that, like when he had the vibraphone on or whatever, how he would like kind of play like that, like Angel or something. So I'm like, all right, well, listen, hey, we're thinking of maybe doing some sort of like an extended podcast so you get more than 15 minutes. I'd love to get you back on.
Anytime, man. You guys are fun.
Cool. Ah, dude, thank you. We really appreciate it. And I'm sorry, these things, like, I guess they're just too quick, man. We keep talking about fixing things and changing things, but anyway, it was such a pleasure to talk to you. And thanks so much for coming on. Real honor. And we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you, Brad. Thanks
You
for coming
too.
on.
Bye, y'all.
All right, we'll catch you later. Rem, we'll catch you later. All right. Hey, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the Stereo Joe Show. You see that little button below? It says share. Boom. Hit it, please. You see that little button that says like? Come on, man. Give us a freaking heart. Give us a like. We need it. But honestly, Snoop smoking one for that. You can't give it. That's my favorite character in any movie right there is Snoop. But up next, we got Austen Gray from the Joker's Republic. They're a ska band. I was just at a wedding. They played a ska song. The whole wedding party went nuts. It was great. They were skanking along. It was awesome. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Thanks for having me on.
Dude, thank you for coming on. I'm so excited. I know we played a show together before. We can't figure out which one, but I know it was a couple.
Talking about it backstage. I think we settled on Stanhope House with the Slackers, I think, was the one.
That sounds about right. They have like 85 people. And you know what? I hear a slight echo in the back. I don't know if there's something you could do to.
A slight echo.
If not, it's okay. It's not too bad. But anyway.
Is this any better?
Look at this. Let me see. Oh, it sounds better, I think. Yeah.
It sounds better? All right. I can't hear you now, though, so let me bring it up
Oh,
a
no.
little bit. See if I can find a happy medium here. Let's try that.
We got someone says, bro, I love Joker's Republic.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's awesome.
I missed the comment while trying to play with my computer here, but thank you so much.
So it's been a few years since I've seen you. We had COVID. What's been going on since here and there?
So right before lockdown hit, Joker's Republic went on the Ska Parade 30th anniversary tour with obviously Ska Parade, Tazy Phillips, Junior Ska Boss, who runs our record label now, Mixtape Records, Monkey, Los Kung Fu Monkeys, the Holophonics, and Hans Gruber and the Diehards. And we wound up starting in Seattle and making our way down the West Coast back around to Vegas. We came home, we played a homecoming show at the Saint with Inspector 7, and then everything just crashed. All the momentum we had just built up and all the excitement we were having is like, yes, we're playing as a band, we're out on the road, we're doing this, and then it just all disappeared. But that's not to say we haven't been hard at work. Very soon, we're going to be going into the studio. I can't say where yet, but it's pretty awesome to record a new full-length album. And next week, we're actually going back on tour, but I'll talk a little more about that later.
Yo, that's exciting. Okay, so you use this time to write some stuff, and now you're ready to go back into the studio. I'm excited to hear which one when you announce it, and then doing tour. Like you said, we'll go into it later. That's awesome, though. All right, and for anyone who doesn't know, I guess they've been sleeping under a rock. What is ska music?
So ska music is the coolest music you've never heard of.
That's right.
A lot of people would say fast reggae or punk with horns, but realistically, it's a Jamaican style of music that started in the early 50s, made its way to England, and then eventually merged with punk rock in America. And that's where you hear about bands like Sublime, No Doubt, Real Big Fish, all the third wave bands. And it's still going strong with bands like Backyard Superheroes, We Are the Union, Kill Lincoln. All those guys are keeping it alive now. And it's awesome to see that it's still relevant and important.
It really is, and the people that are fans are fans. I got buddies in the Schwam. I'm sure you know them as well.
Yep, there are homies from Jersey.
Exactly, they're great guys too. But it's funny. He was one of the dudes that was at the wedding. Actually, it was funny. But
Oh
Brandon,
no way.
yeah, it was cool, man. But anyway, you know enough about that. But so okay, so you have this new album come out, but you've already had a bunch of albums come out in the past. What are you doing a song from? One of them or one of the new?
I'm actually going to do one of the new ones that we've been playing out recently.
Oh, okay, excellent. So you've been honing this one in, and now it's ready to record. I'm going to get off, let you play it, and then I'll be back on the other side.
Awesome. Just to kill any delay, I'm going to mute my speakers here. Cool. Yeah, as I was saying, this is one of the new ones off the new album. It's called Gin and Tonic. Personally, I think it's one of the best songs I've ever written, and I am excited for you guys to hear the full version soon. But for now...
couple of kids who thought they fell in love to that and they tried to commit. That commitment didn't come without a cost, so now we've gotta pay the price. Should have called it when we saw the signs, but we missed the hint. We tried to force the plot along, but we should have quit. You sit down and think refreshment every night, and the bruises that you gave me never healed right. When we were good, it was perfect. I never wanted anything more than what we had when things were good. Therein lies the problem. Things were really good between us, and if they were, the time was short. 'Cause she was sour like gin and a bit of like tonic. We mixed it well, but that don't mean we weren't toxic. You know it was bad when all the friends learned to stay away. She was sour like gin and a bit of like tonic. And knew she had the guts to say she didn't want this. And it took some time to see that she was right. There's got to be a better life. No, we started fighting as a normal thing people did, because how else are you supposed to show you're invested? Spent a lot of time surrounded by an environment, so I'm numb to the consequence. I guess she didn't treat me like a person very far from it. Instead of her, I don't think I was more than possession. Or did I go from being super ultra-dramatic, begging her to stick around, held us up with that? I'm not gonna claim that I didn't make mistakes, but I'm not the only one who knew how to make a heart break. 'Cause she was sour like gin and a bit of like tonic. We mixed it well, but that don't mean we weren't toxic. You know it was bad when all our friends learned to stay away. She was sour like gin and a bit of like tonic. At least she had the guts to say she didn't want this. And it took some time to see that she was right. There's got to be a better life. One drink too many can start blurring all the cross lines. One drink too many can accept even the worst lies. One drink too many can make everything feel so fine. One drink too many can destroy. One drink too many can start blurring all the cross lines. One drink too many can accept even the worst lies. One drink too many can make everything feel so fine. One drink too many can destroy your mind. She was sour like gin and a bit of like tonic. We mixed it well, but that don't mean we weren't toxic. You know it was bad when all our friends learned to stay away. She was sour like gin and a bit of like tonic. She had the guts to say she didn't want this. And it took some time to see that she was right. There's got to be a better life. There's got to be a better life.
got to be a better life. There's got to be a better life.
Woo! Yeah! All right, bro. I'm feeling that, man. I love that, dude. That was great. All right, let me bring in Nick here. So, all right, man. Okay, dude. And so, now obviously on the album, you're gonna have some other instrumentation there, right?
Some
Like-
other, but not much. The thing that I think makes Joker's Republic very accessible to people who don't necessarily like ska, they think about the huge horn sections and it's somewhat campy. We're three guys. Guitar, bass, drums, we all sing, that's it. Like,
Wow.
we're very, very proud of that. And it's gone to the point where we're in the studio thinking about, okay, well, we can put a keys part here. We can bring in a horn section. We've got a lot of friends who play horns and are really good, but like, we like the fact that we're a three-piece. It brings across that like Green Day, Blink-182 vibe and really kind of solidifies the idea that, hey, this isn't your grandpa's ska. You know what I mean?
That's the way to differentiate yourself too. So I like that. That's cool. And the fact that you all sing too really helps to overcome that not having the extra instrument. But you don't do any types of overdubs. You just pretty much do kind
rhythm
of
guitars. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Rhythm guitars. But like when you have a band, and I'm very, very lucky to have two other guys who can pull off We Will Fall Together by Streetlight Manifesto, a 9-piece band, and we can pull it off with three guys.
Damn.
Live, no filter, no editing whatsoever. Like, that's something really special to me. And I try to write with that in mind that, hey, we're capable of doing these really, really big sounds with not a lot of people. So let's lean into that a little more and bring that out in the final product.
Yeah, because that really is an art form, is to make it sound full with only a 3-piece. You know, we do that a lot ourselves. And it's not easy, so bravo to you. But you know what, too? Your songs are like really upbeat. So I feel like that helps to kind of like, you know, I mean, yeah, you know, all your stuff. I mean like that, but just like, you know,
Yeah.
like the energy of it kind of fills it in too. Like you're just so into it, you know. It's like, and again, that's kind of like us. But anyway, I'm sorry, Nick. I brought you in. Let me let you talk.
No, you're right, spot on with all that, and we're getting some Less Than Jake vibes and some Real Big Fish also in the comments.
Funny you mentioned Less Than Jake. I can't say yet, but that might be relevant later.
Ooh, okay.
I can't say anything yet, but hopefully we'll be able to announce it soon.
Interesting. Okay. But you were mentioning a few of the ska bands around nowadays. One of them being the NPCs. I noticed they did a couple of videos that involved quite a few different ska artists out there, including some of our friends in the Schwam and Elijah and Father Before Me, but also yourself in that one. We're All Dudes, the
Yep.
Less Than Jake cover.
It was in We're All Dudes. I did the Superman one too, where I had a spare guitar and screwed some skate trucks into it and skated it. And they had Tony Hawk come out at the beginning and do a kickflip without telling anybody. So that was amazing.
Yo, that's so cool.
That is really cool.
I remember going into that thinking, like, I'm going to have the coolest clip. No one else is going to be skating it. And then Tony Hawk comes out and just like, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be in the same video as him. So there you go.
No, it's honestly a lot of, besides growing up in the house I grew up in with my family, I really do have Tony Hawk's Pro Skater to thank for my taste in music. Like, now being into punk and ska and reggae, going back and listening to the soundtracks and being like, oh, crap, I like NoFX the whole time and I didn't even know it. Awesome. Like, that whole rediscovering bands that I loved as a kid and realizing I loved them all along. Like,
Yes.
Do you have a favorite
Priceless.
one, like a favorite video game soundtrack?
oh,
Stuff. There's a bunch.
It's tough. I'm going to go with Tony Hawk's Underground just because that's the one I played the most. It may not be objectively the best, but I mean, at this point, between Joker's Republic and my side project, Ollie and the Magic Bums, which only does Tony Hawk covers,
Nice.
I find myself covering songs from Underground a lot more.
Yeah.
So
Because
I
and
would
it
say
was
that, but there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, and that was one of the better ones, in my opinion. So, but all right, we only got like a minute left. real quick, let's hear all about Joker's Republic. What are we finding you? What should we look up that you already have up?
So you can follow us at Joker's Republic on pretty much everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Pretty soon, MySpace. I keep making that joke. One point, I got to make one. We'll have a new album coming out, hopefully early 2022. Depends on how everything goes, and announcements regarding that coming soon. But if you are in New York, Southern Maryland, or Connecticut next week, and you're traveling down to Supernova Ska Festival like I am, then you should come with Joker's Republic and Monkey for the Let's Try This Again tour. We're hitting 3 stops on the way. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then Monkey is playing Supernova on Friday, and you can come hang with us, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yo, that is super cool. Yo, and listen, let us know about some shows in the Jersey area too. I mean, don't be hating. I know, you got all these other places. Come back to Jersey. That's your hometown.
It's we wanted to get a Jersey show for this. It's so hard right now to get booked in Jersey. We're trying. We had a couple through one of our friends who's very closely linked with the Schwam. I think Johnny Knollwood hooked us up. Yeah, so Johnny Knollwood hooked us up with some Jersey stuff. But like all of my contacts from pre-COVID days are gone.
Yeah.
Either they moved on or the venues are looking for bar bands now, not original bands. But as soon as we find some hot spots in New Jersey, you better believe that we're going to be booking some crazy stuff. That Stereo Joe will probably be on at some point. Oh, yeah. Follow Stereo Joe. Do it now. Hit the like button. Subscribe.
Yeah. Do you go out to PA?
We hit Philly once. We'd like to do PA more, especially now. The first time we hit PA, I was actually under 21. So we had a little bit of an issue with the venue at first because of that. But now that I'm over that age, I'd love to come back through and hit up some spots in PA, Philly, Pittsburgh,
And Nick works at the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg. So connect with him too. Well, you already did, but yeah.
Yeah, we would love to come through there. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. We'll get you up there too. So all right, cool. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sorry we got to run on you, but I'm so excited to talk to you, and we'll definitely get you back on soon. And if you're around later, no pressure, but I think around 10, might even be a little earlier, depending on if this one guy ends up coming on, our last guest. I have a hard time connecting with them. But anyway, if he doesn't, we might be starting at 9:45. If not, we'll be starting at 10. And just a group chat. If you're around, cool. If not, no sweat. Either way, you're all good.
All right, cool, man. Thank you so much for having me on. Thanks everybody for watching. Stereo Joe Show.
Woo!
Peace out.
All right, brother. Peace. Thank you. All right, he was an awesome guy, man, and I loved his voice too. That was really cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear this new music they're coming out with, and the announcement of these upcoming shows that they're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's exciting, and where they're going to be recording, and so I'm excited to hear about that full length too. That's not cheap, so I'm happy for that shit. Oh man, broke making, and no one buys it anymore either. You got to give it away for free. But anyway, all right. So we got someone new coming in. I'm really excited. I'm going to let you tell us a little bit about Johnny real quick before we bring him on.
All right. So this next host we have coming in, his name is Johnny Popko. He is the host of the Popko Project, formerly radio DJ of Alt 92.1, which was a very popular alt rock station in the Napa Valley, which now converted to country. But since then, he's been creative enough to take his craft outside of that. And through the Popko Project, he's been able to introduce more local artists, but also connect with the bigger artists again and get his, get their work out there.
Boom. Without further ado, please welcome to the show, Johnny Popko. Oh no, we got you on mute, bro.
Rookie move.
I do it all the time.
What's up?
What's going on?
Dude, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Good to be back.
Exactly. Yeah, you've been a guest on the show before, but now we got you on as a guest host. Actually, you're not a guest host. Now you're going to be a permanent host with us.
Yeah, I'm looking very much forward to it. Thanks for the kind intro. That was saying it nicely.
Did we miss anything?
Yeah, he was a blackjack dealer too on here.
I was.
Oh shit! All right.
That was like 9 months ago.
Oh, okay. I thought that wasn't even. So wait, you were like doing everything.
Yeah. Well, I guess so.
Damn. Well, all right. I'm really excited. We got an awesome guest for you. I'm sad I'm not going to get a chance to interview him, but it's Christian Carson, and he's in a band called Commonwealth. Nick booked this one, so we set you up with someone good. But yeah, every episode we're going to have you be interviewing one of the people, and it's going to run just like we've been doing it here. You know, we're going to be talking for a few minutes. Then when we're ready, we'll go to the video, and then at the end of the video, we'll come back and talk, and then end of the time, boom, we'll see you later.
If I screw it up, I apologize.
No, you're gonna be the pro. We should have been having you on here from the beginning.
Not a chance.
I love it. No, you are. You're awesome. We're taking notes right now, actually.
Oh yeah.
All right, let me sneak. Well, you know what? I gotta get these. Look, I'm gonna do this real quick. So, guys, please welcome to the show, Christian Carson. I'm sorry to jump you on, bro. I wanted to get you in.
Man.
Because I wanted to show what men look like with all their beards, damn it. All right, I'm out of here. Me and Nick.
How's it going, guys? Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Good having you, man. What's going on?
Oh, just hanging, man. Just hanging right now. Just actually got done with rehearsals earlier, so we're getting ready for Puddle of Mud show. We're playing in support of those guys coming up on September 18th. So pretty soon.
So I that was the only note that I had to talk about, and you took it from me. So thanks a lot.
Yeah. Figured why not jump right to it, right? Why not?
No, but that's great though. September 18th in New Jersey. You said it was Artie's Frenchtown, right?
Yeah, Frenchtown. Yep, right in Frenchtown, Jersey, which I'm actually, I'm from Jersey most of my life. I actually lived in Hollywood and in California and LA, different spots, Malibu, all over California a little bit too as well for a few years there. But I actually went to the Musicians Institute school out there. So I hung out there for a while, but I never even heard of Frenchtown until we played it actually with Hinder about I'd say about a month ago or so. So that was the first time I ever heard of it, but what an awesome place, man. Just a really cool area and really cool venue. The place was really good to us and the sound there was great and everybody that we met was awesome. So it was a really good time. So we were happy to be back, with Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, and how did you get hooked up with Puddle of Mud?
Really just by chance, kind of just by doing the Hinder date, it kind of led us to doing the Puddle of Mud date, so it's kind of the way it's been working for us is just kind of one thing's just been going to the next,
Now, I am a huge Puddle of Mud fan, so what I'm about to say is not a knock on them, but so and your sound kind of reminds me of that late 90s, early 2000s rock, which I really like. I hope that's not insulting to you in any way, but are you concerned at all? Are you concerned at all about the lead singer of Puddle of Mud showing up to the show?
I have to say that thought did cross my mind, but I know he's had a lot of stuff happen in the past or whatever, but from what I hear and the way that this tour has been going for them so far, everything's been really cool and he's been actually really, really, really good. So I think everything will turn out awesome, really. I think they're in PA or something like that the night or two before our date here in Frenchtown. And from what what I said before is everything I've been hearing about the rest of the tour is that it's been going really, really great for them. So I guess we'll see what happens, man,
Yeah, fingers crossed. I hope so, because you hate to see anybody, whether it's a musician or anybody in life, kind of go down that path and struggle with that kind of addiction or whatever you want to call it. So I hope the best for him, and obviously it would be good for you guys to be able to keep that date.
For sure, man. For sure. I hope that everything goes smooth too, and I hope it's just a great show for everybody and everybody has a great time.
Absolutely. So, real quick, for anyone who doesn't know you
in the world already, you know what I mean? There's always that's the last thing I think we need right now with this date and just finally getting back to shows and stuff, man. It's like let's just be able to have some fun,
Is this show coming up? Like you said, you played with Hinder. Was that just recently? You said?
Yeah, it was about a month ago, I'd say. Okay. We actually played the same venue. It was at Artie's, and so this is our second time back there in 2 months. This will probably be. We have another show that we're working on with them possibly in the next month or two there, but it looks like this may be one of the last times for the next little bit that you'll catch us there.
And how many shows is this now that you've done or that you will be doing, since the pandemic hit back in March of 2020?
This is actually, as far as Commonwealth shows go, and full band shows, this is only our second one that's coming up. So Hinder was our first.
Okay.
And we said, let's do, was only two shows once a month right now. It was one at the beginning of August, and now it'll be semi the beginning of September. Both at the same venue, a month or so apart. Two great shows, two great bands, one being Hinder and one now being Puddle of Mud. And we said, let's get that on the calendar and do those for sure. And we have some other things, right now that are, coming up that we're probably going to confirm and do. But we said, let's see how those go first, because so many tours are getting started and stuff, and all these dates and then getting canceled or getting stopped or rescheduled or whatever. So we said, let's just start there and see how it goes,
Yeah, it's hard for bands. I mean, obviously you guys want to get out there and do your thing and perform, and there's nothing like that. I don't know that for a fact because I'm not a musician, but I can only imagine like that's got to be a wonderful feeling. So, my heart goes out to you and every musician out there over the past 18 months that has you've been stuck at home and kind of alone with your thoughts, so to speak. But I'm glad to see you get back out there and seeing shows start happening, and hopefully, we stay safe and we can continue to have those go on.
I appreciate that, man, because like you said, it's I'm one of those people too, where it's like, if I'm left to my own kind of devices or whatever for too long, or don't have something going on, you know what I mean? It's like, I'll start yelling at traffic, you know what I mean? So that's why the music stuff, and I do a lot of collecting and stuff too, of like different memorabilia and things like that and stuff. So that keeps me busy. And I wrote a lot during the pandemic time. And also I was doing, before the Commonwealth stuff returned with these shows, I was also doing some acoustic things here and there, and just trying to get back out there with that, as far as that, some smaller venues and stuff like that. But I gotta say, between the acoustic stuff and the band stuff, they're two totally different animals, and types of shows, and they're both fun in their own way. But I'm definitely stoked to be doing the full band shows. It was a breath of fresh air to play with Hinder that last month and to get back out there again.
I bet, man. I'm super happy for you, and I understand that you guys have a video out currently.
We have 5 videos out currently.
Oh, okay. Well, like a new one, right? That you're gonna play. We're gonna play tonight.
I think actually the one that you're gonna play tonight, I believe it's "Pull Me Through." That wasn't actually our latest one. Our latest one is called "American Dream." However, "Pull Me Through," I think they grabbed that one because it's just really one that like a lot of fans for some reason like cling on to for us, and it's been like that's one that's got like a lot of airplay and things like that before. So I think that's why they kind of grabbed that track or whatever. It's just a good one, But we're go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it wasn't our latest one, but it actually wasn't too. It's probably only released about, I'd say, 2 years ago or so. So I mean, it's still, and we still play it into our set to this day, and it's a kind of a staple right now for us. Out of the few songs that we have out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not familiar with you guys. I just recently was introduced through the guys in Stereo Joe. So I tried to do a little bit of homework prior to this, but I didn't want to do too much because I wanted to kind of have this, candid conversation with you. And "Pull Me Through" was one of my favorite songs. So I'm actually happy that this worked out this way because I'm excited to see this. So I think the guys in the in Stereo Joe have it ready to go.
So keep me your part of you. You were always there to pull me through, with your hands out to hold for me to grab on to. Why'd you bleed for me? You could have left me, babe. Hid my flaws from the start, not what it seems. Blinded by my own disease, created my reality. Washed by your tyranny, distracted by your fantasy. Would you let me be a part of you? You were always there to pull me through. With your hands out to grab onto. You were always there to pull me through. I stay locked up in your boyless dream. Wasn't in for love, but I'm not sane. Kind of time, so I breathe a constant air of misery. Falling deep, so it seems your hands are there to set me free. Would you let me be a part of you? You were always there to pull me through. With your hands out to grab onto. You were always there to pull me through. You let me be a part of you. You were always there to pull me through. With your hands out to grab onto. You were always there to pull me through. So keep me a part of you. You were always there to pull me through. With your hands out to hold for me to grab on to. You were always there to pull me through. Would you let me be part of you? You were always there to pull me through. With your hands out to grab onto. You were always there to pull me through. You let me be a part of you. You were always there to pull me through. Your hands out to grab onto. You were always there to pull me through.
I can understand why that's a crowd favorite.
Dude, cool. Yeah, I know it's a longer one too. Maybe I should have told them to do a shorter one, but I'm glad you like it.
Absolutely, we got a lot of nice comments on that video as well through the song
cool.
too. So yeah, that song rips. Is that song about anything or anyone in particular?
Well, I kind of write from a place where I kind of leave things in general sometimes, you know, so people could kind of like make it to their own I guess story, you know, or whatever they have in mind, you know.
Yep.
But it's definitely whenever I'm writing anything, I guess it always does start with like an initial concept or thought or something that probably I'm taking from my life for sure. But I won't like, really too often like use, anything that really specifies or clarifies so much, exactly what maybe that was, just so like somebody could kind of take multiple meanings out of it sometimes,
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I guess there is definitely something that inspired that in particular for sure. And then just to kind of leave it like somewhat vague, just because it's a longer story or whatever, but just about a certain individual or people that help you through your life, you know what I mean, at any certain time. That's kind of like what it was for me. And always were there for you. Sometimes maybe when you weren't even really the best person, I guess, yourself, and they still were there for you, so it kind of goes with that concept and down that road a little bit.
Yeah, I love asking that question, and I hate asking it as well, because a lot of bands they do want the songs to be able to relate to their audience, however they see fit. But I always like to know, like, where the musician may have been in that time of their lives, where was it about whatever it might be. So sorry to throw that at you, but I do.
That's okay, man. And honestly, as a fan myself, I can totally understand that, because I'm a fan of music and stuff myself, and a lot of bands and people and whatever, and I want to know those sort of things. So I totally understand where you're coming from for sure. And to just kind of fill you in or make sure and I hopefully answered good enough for you. It was from a personal experience in life or whatever. And it was basically more just so someone that was really close to me that was always there for me and still is. So it's cool. Hopefully that answered for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Christian, it's been a lot of fun. I wish we had more time, but I have to let you go right now. But best of luck at the show at Artie's in Frenchtown, New Jersey on September 18th with Puddle of Mud and Sister of Salvation, which is another band that's local to kind of my area too, I think, who I'm a big fan of. So
I don't know if Joe knew who I was interviewing with or not, but he said, I don't know if you know Joe in particular from that band, but he said to say what's up to you too once he found that I was coming on the show. So
cool, man.
What's up from Joe?
Awesome. Well, thanks again. It was a pleasure talking to you, and
thank you, man.
Have fun out there.
And thank
Oh, no one can hear me. Damn it. There we go. Johnny Popko did his first interview on the Stereo Joe show. That was exciting shit. Let's get Nick in and Remy just to say, yo, they want to hear what's going on. And coming up in 1 second, I got a review with Alyssa. Don't go anywhere. We just got to say hi to Johnny real quick. What's up?
Hey, that was great.
Really,
you,
great
Johnny.
job.
Oh, thanks.
And I see why you love that song. That song was dope. The
Yeah,
guitars, the vocals, the energy in that was a killer choice.
I started working out. I was like lifting weights over here. I was like, yeah, it's good.
He's pumping iron behind the scenes.
Jimmy's right arm does look a little bigger.
I'm swollen. I'm swell, whatever they say. I don't know. I don't know because I don't work out. Jesus. But all right, Johnny, thank you so much for coming on. And listen, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, can't wait, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Can't wait. That was so much fun.
You too. We'll see you.
Later, bro. All right, next up, we got the one and only Alyssa.
Hello, guys.
That's it. I'm kicking everybody off, and it's just us now. No, I'm kidding you. Guys, reviews with Alyssa. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Music Reviews with me, Alyssa Mattia. I've got a very exciting one for you guys this week. This is a debut single from the band Sunhaven. They are a new alt-rock band based out of Long Island, New York. They've been playing together for a decade. They've been playing in metalcore projects such as Champ and Pariah, which were both based out of Long Island. And this is their newest alt-rock project. This debut single is called Night Swim. It's a very good summer jam. Highly recommend checking it out. It tells the story of two love interests who find themselves in a blossoming romance at a pool party. So a total summer vibe. I'm sure we've all been there at some point. And it basically follows their nighttime adventures. They learn to live in the moment, go with the flow. in a blossoming romance, you never really know what's going to happen. Is it going to be a summer fling? Is it going to be a long-term thing? Why don't you just wait and find out? So the video was filmed at the frontman Keith's parents' house in New York. All the extras in the video, as well as the two love interests, are actually close friends of the band, which I think when you're in like that setup stage in a brand new band, having that support from your close friends and family is very important. And I think it really helps with becoming successful. So I really like that they, you know, gave back to their friends and showed their appreciation by including them in the video. I love that the song is really just very exciting about that, you know, blossoming romance. There's that fleeting nature of lust going on. I think it was a really strong entry into the alt rock scene. I'm excited to see what they got left. You know, they're just getting started. And with that, that is my weekly review for you guys.
Amazing. Woo, woo, woo. Amazing. I love it. All right, let's get in Remy because she's always backstage. She's always doing something. I love that. Oh, wait.
What am I doing?
Hey, we're going to be dancing because Nick has the video that we're going to play right now. So we'll be on mute, but we'll be dancing. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I just wanted to bring Remy in because who doesn't love Remy?
Oh, I love it.
Remy, I got to hit mute when I do that. Wait, Liz, stick around because we're going to talk with you in another minute.
All right, got it.
Let's go for a night swim and put our minds at the burning of glory will always make me think of you. Stars around for us will float around. Think about what's up there. Let's hold our breath and kiss in the deep end. Through those who we're left in our lungs, then sink to the bottom where no one will find us. Shapes of the pine trees shift in the light of a half-lit moon. Throw kaleidoscope glass at the surface. We'll slow dance, you levitate, then stop the light from me. Let's hold our breath and kiss in the
All right, you were watching the Stereo Joe show. I got Alyssa chilling backstage. Let's get her back on. I got Nick hanging back there looking all suave with that hair. Liz, that song was actually pretty effing good.
I think that was a very strong entry for them as a debut. And like I said, they've all been playing together before. Their frontman had decided to leave the band last year, and that's why they decided to, you know, take that opportunity to switch up their sound a little bit. Their vocalist in that song, Keith, used to just be their guitar player. My sister and I have been begging him to please start singing, and, you know, he finally did it, and I think it was a fantastic choice.
Isn't that funny? I had someone in the band too, my old friend Matt, and he sang, and he was like, guys, I could sing. And we were like, yeah. He's like, no, guys, really, I could sing. And we were like, yeah. And then one day he sang, and we were like, bro, why didn't you tell us you could sing?
Yeah, sometimes they hide it out from you.
You're right. So that's awesome. All right, I'm gonna come back in like 1 second because we got an awesome guest coming up next. So I'm just gonna let you two, three look.
What?
I don't know.
Remy, what did you think about that song, Remy?
You know, I really actually I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not my favorite genre of music, to be honest, but I really liked it. It was a lot of fun, and the music video was a lot of fun. So it kind of was like, all right, it kind of had a happy, like, good vibe to it.
Yeah, so I think it was definitely helpful with them having all their friends in it because it really just gave it that, very strong, fiery vibe.
Mm-hmm. It's a good
That
summer
video looked
song.
like
I
a
think you
lot
said
of
that
fun.
before. Yeah. What do you think, Nick?
I thought that the video overall looked like a lot of fun to film, and that the song reminded me a lot of like the early 2000s alternative, like pop punk, but more toward like the emo side that would come out. I think it'd been like Boys Like Girls or something like that. A little bit of sound like that, but
A little Dinosaur Jr.
Ooh,
They had a little of them too. What did Mike say?
He doesn't have anything to say about this one.
No, because you know what? Too the video reminded me of Fast Times at Ridgemont High a little bit. I don't know if anyone's seen that movie. I was just thinking of that really cool scene, if you know what I'm talking about. But okay, listen, I got another guest to go to that pool scene. If you guys are a dude in your early teens when that movie came out, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Listen, I'm sorry, ruin your segment. I love you. Oh my God, Mom, I'm sorry. All right. Oh God, I gotta go. Oh no, I'm not. I'm getting all lazy. I'm blushing. All right, we'll see you later. No, Liz, wait, come back. Oh my God, there she is. I thought she left. Oh no,
no, I'm still here.
A little bit. Stick around because Alyssa's coming back around 9:45. We'll be back.
All right, got it.
Peace.
All
right, Nick, you'll be back in 1 minute. See you later. No, Rem, adios. I love you. All right, from Nick to Nick, I got another Nick coming on. He sings, he plays guitar, he writes songs. Let's check in with him and see how he's doing. Please welcome to the show, Nick Planner. Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
That was perfect. You were like, So how the hell you been, man? It's been a minute since I seen you in person.
Yeah, dude, I've been well. Just starting to play some more shows now. Getting out a bit. Had a show this past weekend, so that was fun.
Nice. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And I know, man, it's been a crazy past year or two, but I'm glad to see you're finally back out gigging again, which is awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Now you're doing solo gigs, you're doing band gigs, or you doing looper gigs? How's it? What do you do? A little bit of everything?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I've kind of been filling in as like just a lead guitarist for a few different bands right now. Some like near like the city, like Hoboken, Weehawken stuff, but then also coming back to like Lake Apacon. I had one this past, so it's a little bit kind of like country rock blues, but I've also been dabbling with like some R&B and funk jazz stuff too, so a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's fun to get into everything a little bit and to do a little bit of everything, especially like the like newer stuff that you're getting into, because you kind of not mastered, but you're very familiar with the stuff that you used to play. So when you bring in something new, it really opens you up and kind of opens your chops up. And country's like a little bit of everything nowadays, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's cool. And Lake Apacon's fun out there on the lake and everything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, nice.
So now what do you like to play the best? You like to sing the best? You like lead guitar, rhythm guitar, writing?
So I've always I grew up doing a lot of lead guitar because I played with a lot of different bands through the years. Just like solid rock bands, a little bit of blues, but that's always been my forte. But I've now kind of picked up the acoustic more, been trying to write some more meaningful lyrics, and like doing song composition and stuff like that. So working on my vocals, singing, trying to be a more well-rounded, like front man. Ideally, that's what I'm looking forward to. So
that's awesome. Yeah, and I can definitely vouch for your lead guitar skills. And that was like years ago. I first saw you playing. I was like, damn, this kid's really good. And now you're freaking 10 times older. Not 10 times. You're a little older now, and I'm sure you're just like even better, especially playing with everybody else. Honestly, then you were really giving me a run for my money. I went home that night and had practice. I was like, shit, these kids are getting too good. I gotta start playing more. No, really, bro, you had a great sound too. Like, who's one of your big? I mean, I would always think Jimi Hendrix, but who were some other inspirations you had?
well, yeah, Jimmy, like you said, but also Clapton, you know, Page, contemporary, definitely, I'd say John Mayer is probably my go-to influence for sure. Many,
Do we like the same?
yeah.
Same, literally like a clone, bro. I'm like, yep, that's.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No,
mean, he's kind of holding the torch right now for, like, you know, rock, you know, inspired music that's got a little bit of pop flavor to it, trying to keep it, you know, in the mainstream. So, you know, he's an important guy right now for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, but his tickets are too much money. Damn it.
Yeah. Have you seen him ever?
No, you know what? I'm so sad, dude. I was a mad young back in the day, and it was when he was on tour with Maroon 5. And that was when Maroon 5 first had their first album out. Well, their first mainstream one.
Yeah.
So this was like maybe early 2000s. So like he had just come out with Room for Squares. And
yeah.
I had tickets and I had to sell them. And
Oh.
I'm so sad. But that was the closest I ever got. But you got to see him?
I saw him with Dead and Company. Yeah.
That's sick.
I'm a big Grateful Dead fan. You know, I kind of grew up like really inspired by like Jerry Garcia and even like Trey from Fish, Allman Brothers. So like all that kind of jam music. So I'm glad that he's like involved in that because he's like a good guy for it.
What an opportunity. And he really took it. He could just play with anybody, I feel like.
Exactly.
You know, I've seen him play with Alicia Keys. There's that really awesome clip from, I think it's New York. They were playing like Times Square or something. It was sick. But anyway, all right. Enough about them. We're about to play a song.
All right, yeah. I'll do a little like looping, little jam. I got the telly right now.
Cool.
So.
Nice. And then when we come back, we're bringing on Remy because she's the biggest John Mayer fan I know. And we're going to talk some John Mayer. No.
Right.
We'll be right back. I'll talk to you in a minute. And make sure that if you don't mind, we got to turn that compressor thing off.
Yep,
yeah, I forget what it's called now. I'm drawing a blank. But all right, cool. We got to make the music sound good for you folks out there. All right, without any further ado, Nick Planner. Woo! Woo! Yeah, dude, I heard Eric Clapton cream on that, man.
With the wah, right?
Yo, bro, I was hearing. I definitely know all your influences because they're all mine. And I'm like, yo, dude, really, that sounded great. All right, I got to bring Remy on because she is the biggest John Mayer fan I know. And I love that you love John Mayer. Some people talk crap about him, and I'm like, no, I'm kidding you. Rem, what's up?
Hey, man, that was great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that was really cool. And yes, Jimmy is right. I am the biggest John Mayer fan. I was in the background like, yes, he likes John Mayer. All right.
You're like, that's me.
But yeah, no, that was awesome. That was really good.
Thank
What,
you.
you were using a looping pedal. What pedal are you using?
Just like a TC Electronic, just a Ditto, the small one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love those TC Electronic pedals. Those are sick. Yeah, what does your pedal board look like? What kind of pedals you got on there? What are your main babies?
Let me see if I can get a shot of that. Can you see it?
Oh yeah. Oh, nice. You got the tube screamer. You need
Yeah,
that.
so we
I see
got-
the little Ditto there.
Yeah, we got the Ditto, the looper from left to right looper, a reverb, a delay,
Carbon copy.
MXR. Got a shaky Jimmy. It's like a Univibe clone that tries to get like the Hendrix kind of sound.
I
just
know
got
that.
a auto wah, a distortion, a classic overdrive, and just a wah.
Nice. Which
Yeah.
one do you use as your leads?
I would say I use the Ibanez, like the Tube Screamer,
Yeah.
for most of the leads, and then if I want a little boost, I put a little distortion on top of that. It kind of gives a little more like fuzz, just a little boost. Yeah.
I like it. And before Remy asks the John Mayer question, Nick said, "What's an auto wah?" For those that don't know.
So this is like, so basically it's just a pre-programmed, like it's on a timer, so it has a set time for when it's gonna scoop the treble to the bass, rather than doing it with your foot. Famously, like Jerry Garcia's used it. A lot of the funk guys have used it. Like if you want to do like Stevie Wonder stuff and all kinds of like jazzy soul stuff, it's really good for that. I don't really use it as much anymore, but it's just kind of on there as a little special something, you know.
Well, what's cool about it too is after you throw too many back to do that rocking motion gets a little harder. So it's nice to be able to just put that on and make it go in automatic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rem. I brought you on. I just keep talking. I'm running away for a second. I'll be.
You guitarist and your pedals. I play bass, so I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah. What kind of bass you play?
I have a couple. I play a Kiesel. They took over Carvin, and I have a red Fender Jaguar reissue, which is it's very cool. So all right, since you mentioned John, and I don't get to talk about John Mayer ever, real quick. I'm gonna blow your mind. The first time I ever saw John Mayer was 20 years ago at Irving Plaza in the city, and tickets were $16.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And at that show, I was taking pictures, and he took my camera on stage and started taking selfies before selfies were a thing. It was like one of those like Kodak disposable cameras. Remember those from back in the day? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah, I still have those pictures. It was very cool. What's your favorite John Mayer memory?
I'm trying to
Or
think.
favorite album?
Yeah, like so I told Jimmy I saw him live once with Dead and Company, I think on Halloween like a couple years ago at MSG. That was really nice. He was killing it. But I would say I mean of course like Continuum is just great all around, but I even like more of his kind of like bluesy folk stuff like Queen of California and stuff like that. Like on the Born and Raised when he kind of like came into his own with being a more like a traditional songwriter and stuff like that, I guess. Bob Dylan influences and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a good album. His new one is kind of Don't tell him I said so.
Don't tell him.
My favorite John Mayer memory was when I was in this chick's car after I played a show, man. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All right.
Was her body a wonderland? Oh, he left.
He left because he didn't want to answer. It
was. But Nick, I'm sorry. Nick Fantuzzi, I'll let you get your question.
Being that you are such a talented guitarist, I want to know what was one of the harder techniques that it took a little bit longer for you to pick up?
So honestly, I know it sounds cliche and all that, but really like developing a good vibrato on bending. I don't know if you're familiar, if you've like checked out like some of B.B. King's stuff. There's, videos he has online of just talking about like how important it is, especially if you're doing rock, blues, jazz, not so much, but learning how to kind of just like bend a string and making it sound as much as like a human voice as you can. I like to bend, I'm sure you could tell, but yeah, that stuff. And I'm trying to pick up new techniques. I was at Rutgers for a couple of years. I did the jazz ensemble, so I kind of picked up some different stuff there, different techniques, bossa nova, stuff like that. So that's fun, very different than rock and blues, but
very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What do you play? You play any instruments?
Yeah, I bounce back and forth between bass and guitar depending on what we have going on, but what you do is cool stuff, man. Thank you, and it's a pleasure to meet you tonight.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's your band? You have a band?
I play with Jimmy Stereo Joe.
He's with me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah, he's with me.
Guys out sometime.
But dude, check this out. I don't know if you knew this. I just saw this today. In 1970 was Jimi Hendrix's final appearance that he ever played.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And then 12 days later, he passed away. So that's crazy, man. Think about that. 1970. How many years is that? Hey, Nick, by the way, while you're there is a interesting, Rick Beato on YouTube?
Yeah. He does a lot of tutorials with the gray hair, the guy.
Yeah. He's the man. But he's got an awesome video. It's kind of scary at the same time, but he's like, is Jimi Hendrix fading away? And he had an interesting thing, man, and it was scary, bro. He was going by the number of Spotify streams for the month, and Jimi Hendrix says like 8 million, which is a good number. But then you look at someone like Justin Bieber, and he's got 170 million streams. And they were going through all these different artists, like even Zeppelin, I think, had like 68 million streams, and Jimmy was like so low. And they were like having different theories as to why. But anyway, you might find it of interest because, whatever, you like Jimmy. But anyway, dude, if you're going to be around in a couple of minutes, we got one more guest and then we're coming back. If you're around, awesome. If not, no sweat about it either. But it was awesome to talk to you. And before we do let you go, where should everyone go to check you out?
All right, so you could follow me I got a Facebook page, just my same username for the video right here, Nick Planner, and also on Instagram. I'm posting some stuff. I have a SoundCloud. I got some of my tracks out there. I got one track on Apple Music, Spotify. I'm trying to work on some new stuff, so hopefully I'll be up soon with more stuff.
Awesome. And we're doing a little bit of collab, so we're going to be recording something new. It's going to be electronic, so it's going to be like totally outside the box. But if you want to try to like do something experimental, we're totally down.
Sweet, man. Thank you for having me again, Jimmy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's try to talk like tonight or tomorrow or something, man. But it's great to see you again. And let me know about some gigs, and we'll meet up.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, later, brother. Catch you later. Have a good night. Thanks for coming
Peace.
on. Peace. Guys, if you're just tuning in, that was Nick Planner from from himself, but you're watching the Stereo Joe Show, and that was Nick Planner. He plays guitar. He's awesome. He's doing a couple things right now, but go check him out. I got his links right up on the screen right now. You're not going to want to miss it. All right. Good guy, even better guitarist. I love it. All right. I got Remy hiding somewhere. I don't know. Shoot. All right, Rem, come back to me, baby. All right, she's doing her thing. Nikolai, there you are. Oh, Remy, there you are. Oh, thank God. Woo. All right. We Quintin coming back, or is he backstage? I just got a blank screen.
Do you want me to give him a call real quick?
Yeah, give him a call. I'll get you on. Nick, in the meantime, you got some beautiful music for us? Excellent. All right, I'll be back.
She only wants a man for others, what she wants him to see. He only lets you go in all the reasons and the disease. Let's just pretend we're out of sight. Forget the fights and make it right. But part of me says everything's better this way. Step 2, make you choose on a muse. Well, I'm not gonna make you lose. Making moves gonna bruise what you do. A circle we've been running through. A passionate life. Another night, another mess. His life emptied by the worst of him. I'm trying to figure it out, he said, but nothing's coming to mind. Dreams killed at 25. Sometimes it bothers my mind. And now she's taking the subway home, feeling dull and unclear and getting told to take you. Well, step 2, make you choose on a muse. Well, I'm not gonna make you lose. Making moves gonna bruise what you do. A circle we've been running through. A passion life. Step 2, make you choose.
All right, those are our boys, Ken and Di from Skylar Eyes. Honestly, the harmonies they do are insane, and yes, they do them live as well. We got a great vibe. I always enjoy those guys. So anyway, they're going to be coming on the show soon. Hopefully, we're going to have them as playing some songs real soon. But anyway, we got one last guest for the night. I'm so excited to get this person on. It's one of Remy's people from as this she knows. Remy just knows everybody somehow. I don't know how she knows everybody, but anyway. We got Quintin Berry up next. He's a bass player, and let's welcome him to the show. Hey, thanks so much. How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. I've been watching the whole show.
I saw you. I was like, oh, good, because I felt bad. We were having a little technical issue before, so I was like, it was good that you got to check it all out.
It was perfect. I have a back massage in a chair, and I kind of covered the screen up, and I sat in that massaging chair.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, you can get lost in those. I'm like, oh, I could use one for the show, but I'd be sleeping. Anyway, so you play bass?
Yes.
That's awesome. Bass, the most one of the most, you could argue the most important instrument in the band, because it's in all music genres, pretty much everything. That's one instrument that goes into every genre, really.
Yeah.
I mean, drums too. But I've heard, acoustic without it. So anyway, but what got you into bass?
Well, when I started playing bass at 12. And before I was playing bass, I was doing like violin, piano, acoustic guitar, and my music class. And one of the guys in my class, he would want to start a band. And this was in Greenville, South Carolina. That's where I'm from. And I said, sure. And then he asked me what instrument. And he asked me, did I want to play bass or guitar? And I didn't know what a bass was. So I said, I'll play bass. So that's where it all started.
Isn't that funny sometimes how it's just like a total by chance thing, and then you just like because I can tell you were a little adventurous. You were like that, I never did that before. Let me go for the thing I've never tried.
Actually, my first bass guitar was a guitar with had like strings on it. I put like bigger guitar strings on it.
That's awesome. Yeah, to make do with what you had, right?
Yeah.
And it worked though. That was the best part.
It worked till I started, and as we went on, and money was flowing a little bit. Not so much for me, I guess, but then I started seeing bass guitars, and then I got my first bass guitar, and then I got my second one, and it started moving on up.
One of my biggest regrets was pawning my first guitar. Do you still have your originals?
No, only thing that I have back then, actually I don't. I have a Kabiki fretless neck, and I had a Fender Precision that I don't have that bass anymore. I traded that bass for a guitar when I was in Minneapolis. I was doing the Minneapolis thing in '94 up there with Prince and them, and I was doing a rock band thing, but Prince was there, and we were getting signed with Sony, and that didn't work out. But we were hanging out with them cats.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds pretty fun.
But when I came back, I traded my bass because he needed a bass. I said, well, I need a guitar. So we just traded it because I really didn't need it because I had other bass guitars. But I think I kind of regret doing that.
Yeah, it's tough. I know. So that was '94, you were saying. And
that
back then, those were in my opinion, those were the good days. And that's when the music was real. There was no auto-tune, no beat detective, no Melodyne.
Well, my journey started at 12. At 13 and 14, I was playing behind our band would play behind Percy Sledge, and I was doing all that kind of stuff at a young age.
Wow.
So, and it just started moving on. And by the time, I was doing opening for Confunction and, Commodores. I was young. We were doing, the band was called Brown Sugar, and we were doing a lot of original stuff, and it was cool, man. To this day, I just wrote a tune. That tune that I guess the video, Don't Forget Where You Come From. I wrote that tune about a year ago, but that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about all of that stuff that I did when I was young. And not even that, fast forward just a little bit, when I got around 18, 19, probably about more 20, I got to play with Jaco Pastorius.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it wasn't what everybody would think. We were in a band. The band, we were playing in Deerfield Beach, and he came in the club and he was standing in front, and I didn't know who he was. I'd never met Jaco, and my drummer Frankie told me, he said, that's Jaco. And I'm a young cat. I still had a little air, I was a little air, I had a little yeah, whatever, but it was Jaco, and he came up and he jammed with us. And you want to know what we played?
What?
He did not play bass guitar.
Really?
He played keyboards.
No.
He went right past me and he got on the keyboards. And we played Super Freak by Rick James.
Oh, that's awesome. How cool is that? Oh, man, that is something I got to get my game up to. That is really cool.
Yeah, that's, but.
How was he on keys?
Man, he ain't no joke.
Really?
He was jamming. It was a jam.
So wow, damn. Well, I wanted to go back to when you first kind of discovered bass and got into it. Now, right after you got your first bass from the fatter guitar string one to the real one, who was one of the artists that you first like gravitated to, like that bass player? Like now, all of a sudden that you were a bass head, you were like, all right, who did you find that was your first person that really made you?
That's an easy and a hard question, but here it is. During my early days of learning all these songs, I didn't have nobody. I was just learning songs, and I learned how to do that. And mostly everything I did was by ear, and I was just learning all these songs. Not until it got to a point, where one year I just decided to start reading on who played what, and that's how I discovered Larry Graham with Sly and the Family Stone. But then he went on to Graham Central Station, and I followed him to that, and then it kind of moved on up. We got the James Jamerson, and they were doing all that Motown stuff, but me as a kid, some of that Motown stuff I wasn't really interested in. I mean, because I heard it all the time around my family. But my brother, he started turning me on to rock, and I started listening to Three Dog Night. I just did anything on the AM. I was just listening to all that. Now, around 13 or 14. Maybe 15, a band came to town called Mother's Finest.
Oh, I don't know.
So I went to see Mother's Finest, and Wizard, the bass player, that's who I am today. It just rocked my world.
I gotta write this down. I gotta look them up. That's cool. Yeah, I like to learn new things. Wizard, I never even. Damn. All right, cool. So that was the one that captivated you, and you were like,
yeah, Wizard. I mean, even though I had Louis Johnson, I had Stanley Clarke. We had all of those, but he was more personal because not only did I see them at a young age, I got to know Wizard at an older age. And I opened up for Mother's Finest. All this stuff was just happening. And we sat down and talked, and I told him all these things, and he was like, this is no way are we talking about this. Because, what are the odds, but yeah.
Yeah, all those years later.
Yeah, but Wizard, when Mother's Finest broke up, he played with Stevie Nicks.
Really?
I think he did some other stuff too. But Mother's Finest is one of those groups that, they opened for the Stones. They did a lot of big stuff. This underrated rock band. But you got to understand, during that time, me being from the hood, I had never seen a mixed band before. So you got a black bass player, you got a black female lead singer, you got a black male lead singer, you got a white guitar player, and you got a white drummer. Bro, you talking about a recipe?
I love it.
And me, when I left home, I joined rock cover bands where we played a lot of stuff, but I was always in a white band. For me, it's not a color thing, but it's a culture thing. And I think when you get different cultures together like that, and if everybody's good at what they do,
I agree.
You're gonna hear the best of both of everything.
I really agree. Like any band is like that, regardless. You just each have a different background of music that you love. But you're right. The more cross-cultural it is, the more variety. Like the last guy I was in a band with, his mom was from Argentina and his dad was from Italy, and he was a drummer. So he didn't know what he was playing. He was like a world drummer. He played everything. And then he was also in a heavy metal band. So I know what you mean. It's just really, really cool mix of different things. I love that. So I agree. I'm a big Dave Matthews Band fan, and you hear it there too with Carter and everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Virginia for a while, so I got to know Dave Matthews. He don't really know me personally, and I would know Carter more than him because Carter was in a jazz band that played in Virginia, and I would see them every now and then when I would go up through in the early 80s. And his bass player was Keith Horn, and I got to know Keith, and I would see those guys. They would play together. And when he was playing with Dave Matthews during that time, early 90s, the band I was in, we would travel. We would do all the big colleges, Princeton. I would be at a house in Princeton and then go down and watch Dave Matthews. There would be nobody in. I'm like, what? But I didn't know, what they were doing. But they were doing their own thing then. And then as a couple of years, next thing you know, they like blowing up, and that was before they got their first deal with RCA.
Yeah, so you saw them back in the day. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, listen, we got your music video. Then when we come back on the other side, I'm going to bring Remy in, and then we're going to talk for a little bit, and then we're back. So let's check out that video.
Okay.
Fun talking to you. I like you. You're good.
Thank you.
Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from, yeah. Don't forget where you come from. come from.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yo, how cool is
great.
that? I've never seen anyone play the bass like that, and I thought I seen it all, but I've never seen that. Yo, you were playing
I,
that.
I have so many better videos than that. But the reason why I push that video to you because I just released a music video of the song that I actually finished the song. And it's the voice that I'm using on, that's in the song, but I actually wrote verses and and stuff. But the groove is a lot different than what it is, but that's how it started. But I cracked myself up watching me play and dancing around. You gotta have fun. Especially I did that kind of during the pandemic, I think. And I was just doing stuff. I did another video, actually a really cool video with Momo. He's from Canada. Michelle, I can't even pronounce his last name, but he was an editor for Bass Musician magazine at the time. I don't know if he's still doing it or not, but I saw one of his videos and I said, boy, this dude is dope. We all at home, we can't go nowhere. And then I texted him. I said, man, that's some good stuff you're doing. And he got back with me. He said, oh, my God, it's Quintin there. I'm going like, oh, my. I said, I'm going like, oh, come on, man. What's up? So he called me and we got this is how I learned how to do all this stuff we're doing now. I learned how to do this during the pandemic.
Same with me. I think so many of us did. And that was the one cool thing about it was we all got to connect in a different way, which was nice.
And for me, I tell especially the younger guys, I say, now that you know how to do this stuff, don't throw it away. Just because you think that everything's letting up and we're going back and you get to play out again, that's fine. But all that you learned during the pandemic, you need to bring that along with when you go back out there, because it could happen again.
Absolutely.
And so you got to be prepared for it when it happens. And now that you know that, you needed money to do stuff, you better start thinking a little bit different on how you spend your money and stuff. I try not to be Papa Q and go, but when folks ask me, I'm not that old. I'll be 59 next month in October. But still, they wonder how I do it. I don't believe in living from paycheck to paycheck, even being a musician. My sister taught me that. So, I live year to year.
That's smart.
I'm a year ahead of what I got to do.
Now, Nick and I are both October birthdays. What October was your day?
I was born on October 30th, but I always celebrate Halloween.
Nice.
Hey, I can't blame you. You're 30th.
I do. I can't help it. Victor texted me. He said, Quintin, when is your birthday? He said, what day is your birthday? I said, it's October 30th. He said, you seem like you got two birthdays going on. I said, it's October 30th, but I celebrate on Halloween. I said, I think I can do that.
Speaking of Victor, quick question. First, I saw you. I don't really know you, but I know of you because I saw you perform live at his camp in like 2009, I believe it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Virginia before. Is that how you know him?
I've known from Virginia. Plus, when I lived different places, I would see Victor up and down the road. But when I moved to Virginia, I got to know him. But then he moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
I moved to Virginia. But Joe was still in Virginia playing with band when I would go in and out of there. So, but I've been knowing the Wootens for about 30 years or more.
Cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
And when he done his started his camp thing, he invited me to come down and do it. I said, yeah, sure. So, I hopped on a plane and,
Yeah, that was really cool. And I'm sure everybody's wondering, and so am I, what got you into playing the bass the way you play it?
No really particular reason. Hold on. When I started out, I was just like everybody else doing that.
Right.
But I took violin in school, and one day I was just, I was just messing around, and I just kept just going on and going on. But my dad, he always said, "Don't do something, you better do it. Don't mess around with it." Yeah. And I just kind of took that to heart, and so this, I would play with my fingers. I didn't know how to the slapping. All that came in when I was about 25 or so. Because I thought about it, I said, I gotta and add stuff. I don't do a whole lot of fast runs. I can, but like anything else, it takes practice to do whatever you do. But I'm more of a groove bass player, and I sing and play and dance all at the same time.
Cool.
So, I always work. I'm not, when I didn't work, it was because I didn't want to. But I always played the role of a bass player. I know how to solo, I know how to do all that, but I didn't use that stuff unless they needed me to.
That wasn't a heart attack.
You are now.
That was my alarm I set to make sure I need to be where I need to be. But yeah, man. I like bass lines. I like songs. I like, I get the soloing thing and I love it, but it's not my passion. And so I'd rather play a groove than solo. I know how to do it, that's just what it is. But it's funny because I'm a solo artist. I play by myself. I don't play with a band anymore. I don't want to do bands no more. And after the pandemic, before the pandemic, I was doing it, and I'm so glad I did because financially, I made so much money by myself that it worked out. So when there was a shutdown, I didn't have to work. I could have did that anyway, but I didn't have to. But then when everything kind of came back up, I was like, So they didn't really have a lot of bands. They did the solo thing because that's what they could afford. And, I know people, they go, man, it's kind of hard to find a gig, but one thing about what we do, you really need to know the business side of what you're doing. And if you pay attention to that just a little bit, you will understand why clubs make the decisions that they make. Because a lot of these places, they're not having live entertainment like there was because they're making more money without it. And
yeah.
Since they can't, it's sad, but the pandemic, the shutdown pushed them into a place where they had to do what they had to do. Yep. And they never would have thought of doing that if we'd never shut down. But once they came back, they did what they had to do, and they figured out, well, dang, I'm I don't need a band to do this, so
They put on the radio.
Huh?
And then they got music still. So you're right. It's like, at first it was video killed the radio star. Then the DJ killed the live band. And now it's like Spotify just killed everything. And it's just, it's changed a lot, which is, but it's like you doing, you got to make the best of it. You got to change with the times. And my dad always said, with change comes opportunity. And you got to find the opportunity.
You are so right. And, with all the cool things that I did during the shutdown, I don't think I would have done if we hadn't shut down, because I wouldn't have put that time in to do it. And I was so grateful. And I've been sitting here, I live by myself. I laugh every day. I'm going like, this is crazy. I can't believe, and my son, he would, turn me on to certain things, because this is kind of their world, as far as technology, and I'm just trying to stay on top of it, to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get a record deal. I could care less if I got this many followers. I just do my thing. I got a lot of friends, but that's a hard word for me. They say, man, how many friends you got? I say, do you really want to know?
I barely snuck in. I'm like, whoo, I was like, damn.
I said, dude, what's your definition of friends? To me, my definition of friends, if I need them, they'll come to my, I'm not. It took me a minute to get used to the Facebook and the social media. That's where my son came in. And, he would say, hey, don't ask for things on social media. And he said, what you mean? He said, don't, just be a little bit more personal. I said, that's kind of hard to do. He said, well, I'm not saying, he said, bake a cake, do something. And I did. I made a coconut cake from scratch, and I posted it, and I got more hits and I went like, okay, this is how this working. So I know how to do it without knowing my every move.
Yeah, that's good. What stings? We could have you on for another hour, and I'm so sad because we're like coming to the end of our time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't let y'all.
Don't be sorry. This was awesome, but I wish we literally had another hour with you. But if you're around, we are kind of transitioning into our group segment where I'm going to have some of the other hosts come on. If you're around, I totally get it. No pressure. But what we do is when we run this time, we bring all the guests back that we're on, but there's only one other guy in the wings there. But then there's Nick and Remy. But if you got to run, because I heard your phone blowing up too.
No, that was just letting me know that the time that I need to be here.
Oh, okay, good.
Make sure, like you asked.
Well, you know what? Let me bring in Nick real quick, and I'm sure Nick and Alyssa, and if the other Nick's there, come on back too. But I'm sure Nick's got a question for you real quick. I'm sorry not to bring you in, Nick.
Timmy, have to excuse me for 1 second. Just take me off for a second.
Yeah, come back when you're ready.
Hey, Quintin, it's a pleasure to officially meet you. I've heard everything you've been saying backstage, and you are the man. And I was wondering, what pedal did you use in that song? You hit it almost halfway through.
What, you talking about the looper?
During that song, there was like
that was
a certain effect that went on.
That was my SY, the Boss, the SY what did they call? SY 300 or something like that.
That was really cool. It had
it's
a really nice
it's
sound.
a synth pedal.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Nice.
It's the Boss SY 300. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
That's terrible, but I don't have it here. I use it, so it's on my I usually have stuff where I can look at it and tell you exactly what it is, but I have so much stuff, man, and I just I would go to NAMM every year, and then I got to a point where I've been with GK for probably 10 or more years, more than 10 years. I've been with Spectre over 17 years. I've been with my string company for about, I would say, almost 10 years. I got to a point where I say, you know what? Just staying right where I'm at because they can't make my money for me. It's just better to stay where you are, have a good relationship, and just be happy. That's just, I can't have a whole bunch of crap in the house no more. I mean, not saying that pedals are crap, but it's not. But I have that, and I use Source Audio pedals, and the stuff that Momo gave me during the pandemic, which is Morley. Yeah, I got the Morley Wawas, and that's all I need. I don't need a whole lot of stuff to make sound because when it comes down to it, when you're playing with the band, you're not using that stuff no way. I mean, that's what you got a guitar player for.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to carry all that stuff.
No, I mean, it's sounds are fun. They don't get me wrong. It's fun, I'm a huge Trent Reznor 9-Inch Nails fan. I like that kind of stuff. I'm a rock and roller to heart. Funk, soul music. I ate that for dinner, when I was growing up. So that's just a given. But the rest of it, I had to chase. I had to find my passion in music. And, I like rock. I do. I mean, what I do solo wise to make my living, I don't play a whole lot of rock. But people see me do it every now and then. They go like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you could do all that." I said, "Well, I just don't do it. I mean, I'd go broke if I did. I have to play what's gonna do what But that's why this type of stuff, being at home, Facebook Live, I can. And I'm a songwriter, so I write a lot of music, so I can write what I feel and do what I got to do on the flip side of it. I don't have to. As long as I'm pleasing myself, I'm good.
And you've been doing it for a while, so we will take the advice to heart because you've been in the game long enough, and you've seen and played with some of the greats of your time and our time as well. So. Thank you for sharing a lot of the history. And I'm actually curious to hear your answer to this next question to kick us off into this group discussion.
And I want to welcome back Nick Planner to the show too, and we got Alyssa on the show and Remy.
Yeah, we're ready to go. So this first question is going to be Michael Jackson versus Prince. Who is the best pop singer and who is the most influential over all time? Because it's been a long-standing debate.
Somebody just asked me that question yesterday. I kid you not. Wow. They said Michael Jackson or Prince. Come on, man. We all know that Michael Jackson is the most popular man in the world. You can't mess with that. Prince is a same thing, but a different beast. Michael Jackson got old and still could sing his old songs. Prince got old and won't sing his old songs. Wouldn't sing his old songs because they were nasty. He was talking about a lot of sex, and he changed his life. And if you ask him to play those songs, he said, "Can't do it." So, but that's a totally different thing there. Michael Jackson is popular. I mean, I don't even know what I would do with that kind of fame. So, I mean, when your question, Michael Jackson is the most popular, but Prince is too, but it's just a totally different beast two different things. But you know, his popularity came when he was a child,
Mhm.
and it kept going till when he was a grown man. Prince started. I mean, I'm pretty sure he started at a young age, or not that young. And
Yeah.
so, you know, you gotta, yeah, you can't even mess with the Michael Jackson.
I'm gonna throw this one now over to you, Nick. Being a guitarist, I'm interested to hear your perspective on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Prince is very underrated as a guitarist. I mean, he's incredibly talented, for sure. Um, if you have never seen, of course, like when he does the "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" solo, I forget where that was. Maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He just slayed it. I mean, he's very talented for sure. But like Quintin was saying, I mean, Michael was just an entertainer too, which is a whole other element, a whole other level to his music. Prince was an entertainer too, with his outfits and all that stuff, but he just didn't have that you know Xfactor or whatever that Michael did that probably makes him get the edge a little bit more popular, I would say. But for a musician, Prince is one of the best for sure.
Okay, fair enough. Alyssa, as a music review, let's get your expert opinion.
Okay, so I think they were both influential in their own ways. I mean, they both had massive followings. In my personal opinion, I think I'm more of a Michael Jackson fan than Prince, just from the amount of songs that I know. I know a lot more Michael Jackson songs than I do Prince, so it's kind of easy to make my decision there.
But
Okay.
in 1994, I moved to Minneapolis, so I was there with the first New Power generation. Michael Bland on drums. I was there with the whole Prince. I was there with Prince. He was watching us do the. I was in an all-black rock group called Madman. We were getting signed with Sony, and I tell you, just like Nick said, I mean, that band and him, they were just. I mean, the band would play without him on stage. You're gonna like, oh, okay. But as soon as he stepped on stage, it's like everything just like went. I mean, you could hear the tightness and how they just changed. Where they were really loose when they were playing without him.
Mhm.
As soon as he stepped on that stage, that playing changed. Like I went like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Oh, wow,
That's how
really
tight he had his band and how tight he was. So, that's that old school. But, Prince listened to rock just like everybody. I mean, he listened to a lot of stuff. And I'm pretty sure Michael listened to a lot of stuff. But the difference is you can hear the rock from Prince. You can't hear the rock from Michael because he didn't play no. He had people playing that stuff for him, and it was also he came from a R&B soul all the way. Prince started out with rock in his music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it, like you said, it is two different styles, but both of them very influential in their own right.
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Oh, sure.
Thank you, Remy, for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, and speaking of Remy,
Yes.
how about your take on Michael Jackson versus Prince?
I mean, definitely Michael. I don't even know like there's a question there. And like Prince was great. I mean, I got to see Prince live. I don't know, several years ago.
Nice.
And it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. But I mean, I feel like there's no touching Michael Jackson. I mean, it's Michael Jackson, So
I have to agree. Yeah, as much as Prince has, or arguably the greatest guitar solo in Purple Rain, Michael Jackson has just swept the board with the amount of music he has out there that is recognizable and just touches so many people around the world.
I'm jumping in and I'm saying
Yes, sir.
James Brown, the Godfather of soul.
Well, of course, that's what they both got it from. I mean,
Absolutely. I'll never forget. If you've never seen it, everyone's got to go watch the James Brown. I don't know if it was a documentary movie, but it blew my mind just to see his childhood from the beginning of his life and how he just changed and revolutionized music. It was really cool. I mean, just so much more stuff ever happened to him than I ever knew. He's got a really cool story.
Yeah, James Brown and Little Richard, they both got it from both.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, it's really cool. But I was gonna say, going back to Nick Planner real quick. So who now, for personally, who's affected you more, Prince or Michael? Just because, like, I'm a guitar dude, so I kind of can gravitate towards Prince in the sense of, like, you know, he plays guitar too. Now, not like worldwide, but like to you, did Prince affect you a little more personally, or?
Yeah, I would say that even though I can maybe appreciate Michael's catalog of music more and what he did for music as a whole, I would say Prince is probably more influential to me in my adventure as a musician.
And now, Alyssa, do you still have the Purple Rain poster on your wall in the bedroom there, or what?
Yes, I do. Totally.
No, you know what? I heard he wrote 100 songs for that album. And then he just like scratched it all. So I don't know. I'm both impressed. But of course, Michael, I mean, from a kid all the way till when he was an adult, you know, he's got a magic story. He's got Eddie Van Halen on his stuff. So that was really cool. But all right. So all right. I'm sorry I just ruined that topic. But anyway.
No.
Nick, what do we got next?
No, you actually segued a good portion of it because you mentioned the movie of James Brown, and it made me think a little bit about some movies that have some really good soundtracks and songs that are the
Bodyguard,
the best soundtrack song of all time. In my personal opinion, I have to say it's Eye of the Tiger and Rocky. But being that we're talking about songs, I'm going to start with Alyssa so that she can review and tell us what she thinks would be her favorite.
Oh, that is a very fantastic question.
Why didn't we get these topics ahead of time? Oh,
yeah, I was not prepared for that.
Dude.
I would say...
My brain hurts.
If anyone's got one, they could go, and then we'll.
Well, the whole album, I would say, from our generation, would be the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
that's pretty cool.
That was a song. Shut up, all of you. I love you all.
You know, for me, even though because most of these songs were already hits and they were just put in movies.
Yes.
Now, for me, the movie Ali with Will Smith, the soundtrack in that floored me because it's one of my favorite tunes is when he's running through the crowd and getting ready to fight George Foreman. They saying Ali Boombaye. The song that they played, the soundtrack behind that, when I heard that, I tripped out. I freaked out. And I went like, oh my God, who is this? Who is this? What is this song? That's one of my favorite songs. From a to this day, I mean, ever since I've heard it, that's all I think about. When I want some inspiration, I go and try to find that song. I'll just watch the movie just to listen to that song just for a little bit. I can't think of the name of the band. Remy, do you know Vuyani?
I'm sorry?
Do you know Vuyani?
No.
Oh, okay. I figured you might know Vuyani because he was at Victor's camp a lot. But he's from South Africa. And I told him about it, and he said, man, I don't know who you're talking about. But then when I gave him the name of the band, he knew exactly who I was talking about. It's just the sounds and it's just dope for me, because I'm so used to listening to rock, funk, and everything. And then you hear this type of music, this world music in a soundtrack, and the changes. I hate to say it, but I like dark changes. I like music that has some kind of darkness in it. There's nothing wrong with me. Trust me, I'm a happy guy. I just like those tones, overtones and stuff. I just dig that so much. But I mean, there's a ton of movies out there that you could choose from. But that's the one that gets me at my, we can't mess with Staying Alive. Come on. The Bee You can't even mess with the
No, I
Bee
didn't
Gees.
think of that one.
You can't mess with that.
I changed my mind. I'm taking that one.
Okay.
I didn't even think about that.
Remy, I got yours. It's Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing was good.
That's what I mean.
I love the soundtrack, though. I'm not really a
Nick,
soundtrack
I got
person.
yours.
Yeah.
Footloose. You're a big Kenny Loggins guy. The Crow was a big soundtrack. The Lion King, Helped by the Beatles, Saturday Night Fever, Philadelphia. I forgot about that movie.
Oh yeah.
8 Mile. The Lion King.
The Lion King.
That too.
I'm so sad to say this one, but for any of the young viewers, Frozen.
That actually was very popular.
Is that on are you reading a list?
Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, forget
Nice.
that. We got
Mike
a Star
just said
is
The Big
Born.
Chill. Have you ever seen The Big Chill?
The Big Chill.
You also
Oh, no.
gotta mention like some of Quentin Tarantino's films. He's got some good music.
Oh
and some
yeah,
good
yeah,
songs.
yeah. He does have good music.
For sure.
What's your favorite
even
Tarantino
just
film?
most recent, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I went to the
That
theaters
was
for
dope.
that. There was some good moments. Yeah.
That was dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
You know what? That's that's not too long ago, man. That's some scary shit, man. I mean, to live up on the hill like that and somebody come and do that to you,
I didn't see that one.
Me neither. I gotta see it.
Ram movie night.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
watch it. You gotta see it.
Yo, maybe next weekend, Nick. Forget band practice. We're doing movie night, bro.
All right.
Oh, you guys in a band together?
Yeah, Nick and we're in a band called Stereo Joe, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know that.
But during the pandemic, we were like, you know what? Let's do a show so we can still, because Nick lives in PA, I live in New Jersey, so we couldn't see each other. So I was like, how can I see that beautiful locks of hair every week? And I was like, oh, let's get a show. So no, but it was cool. But I just found the best movie soundtrack. I have mine, and Rem, you might really want this one too.
Uh-oh.
You guys remember the movie Singles? The Singles movie soundtrack had a lot of what?
No.
No, I'm not a big movie person. I'm really not.
You were a kid then, Rem. You kids are all the same. You're right. You know what? Singles, try Smashing Pumpkins, Austen Chains, Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Jimi Hendrix.
Good mix.
Come on.
Right.
Wow.
That sounds like Ron St. Germain's list of people he's working
Man,
with.
I hate to say, I hate to say it, but I was watching stuff like Hellraiser and stuff like that. I was a big horror movies buff, man. I watch a lot of horror movies, and there's no soundtracks for horror movies.
No,
I was like,
Halloween.
It's interesting how they make some of the sounds, though.
Yeah, they have some. I mean, if you want to find something new, watch a horror movie because you're gonna hear music that you're not gonna normally hear. I'm just saying, and there's nothing wrong with it because it's hard for me being a musician. I can't hate on anything because I remember how I started. So I don't do that. I give everything a chance. And, even dubstep. I like dubstep, but I can only listen to it for maybe 30 minutes. but because it all starts sounding the same. Mm-hmm. But it's hard for me. I can't hate on anything. I won't give myself that. No, that sucks. You'll never hear me say that. I might have said that when I was younger, but you'll never hear me say that.
Yeah, but you got respect for it all.
Yeah.
Speaking of respect, there are two songs that have quite a lot of respect to them. One being Bohemian Rhapsody, and the other one being Stairway to Heaven. The argument is which one's more popular or which one is better.
I know.
And Jimmy, kick us off, buddy.
Well, currently it's Bohemian Rhapsody only because in that video I told Nick to watch with Rick Beato, they are getting so many plays on Spotify for it. It's not even funny. It's blowing my mind. Queen has been masterful in marketing themselves through this whole entire time. And that was what Rick Beato was saying, was like maybe kind of what of that Experience Hendrix thing, like that runs his estate or whatever, is since they don't like license a lot of his music or whatever, that they're kind of doing him wrong. And Queen is like managed to keep their music in commercials and in movies and in the forefront still. So it's interesting, but yeah, currently it's Queen, but I know at the time it was Stairway. But this was the most messed up thing. I got the C page implant in '98, and it was amazing. And all of a sudden, Jimmy Page starts playing the intro to Stairway to Heaven. He plays like the first couple notes, and the stadium goes crazy. It was arena, but it went crazy. And then all of a sudden, Robert Plant's like, "What's that? You want to hear Stairway?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, even louder." And then they don't play it. Those jerks. It was so cool. It was so cool.
Funny.
But Liz, wait, I'm sorry to bring it back. Liz, did you have a favorite movie soundtrack, or are we just dead with that?
Nah, I'm passing on that.
No, yours was A Star Is Born by Lady Gaga. You know what?
Okay, I'll take that one for you.
Titanic.
You know
I'll take
what?
it for
No.
you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's kick this to Remy, and I'm going to get out of here because I can't stop talking. I love you guys. I'll be back.
Remy, Bohemian Rhapsody versus Stairway to Heaven. Musically, which song do you think is better?
Oh, you asking me?
Oh,
yeah.
to Remy.
Yeah, Quintin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No, go ahead, Remy.
I was trying to get out of this question. What do I like better, or what do I think is better?
Either one.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, Stairway to Heaven is a fantastic song, but I'm going with Queen on this one.
Okay.
I think it's more popular. I think it's lasted through the times more than Stairway to Heaven has. But musically, Stairway to Heaven is better, I think. It's just I think the popularity of the Bohemian Rhapsody makes it more of one that I would pick to say it's like the most popular, the one that like it's like a classic.
Yeah. I think you're right. It has more of like a timeless sound to it. Yeah.
Right. If I were to ask like my goddaughter, she's 10, if she's ever heard of Stairway to Heaven, the answer is no. If I ask her about Bohemian Rhapsody, chances are she most likely knows it.
Okay.
So it's a classic in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Nick, as a musician, I would love to hear your opinion on it. What do you think?
Because I'm a rock guy at heart, I gotta go with Stairway on this one. But growing up, I never really listened to Queen that much. I had a teacher in high school that we had this like music appreciation course, and he gave me a Queen album to listen to. And at the time, I was like, I don't really know, but I gave him a shot, and I knew their songs, but I never really listened to a lot of their stuff. And I actually they've grown to be one of my favorite bands, definitely classic rock. And that song, yeah, I mean, I feel like now with like TikTok and all that stuff, like it's a good one for like, you know, people to make videos about and stuff, whereas Stairway is just kind of like a staple of just like rock, like classic, you know, 70s vibes and stuff like that. So yeah, as a guitarist, I got to stick with Stairway though.
Awesome. Okay, very cool answer. Quintin.
I'm gonna have to go with Queen. I mean, you can't even. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's not too many people out there that can sing like that. Not a whole band, you know, and put it together the way they did and the way that Freddie sang, and that wasn't easy. And they did that live sometimes. I mean, that drummer, he had the highest voice. I almost feel like he had the highest voice in the band.
Oh, wow.
The drummer for Queen.
Yeah. Oh, wow,
singing.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, that singing, that's you can't touch that. I mean, now when you got Zeppelin, it's two different beasts for me. You know, it's just two different beasts, and you know they both made a big impact on and what they did, and the deal is they lasted for so long. Now longevity is Zeppelin. I mean, it just lasts. They're still doing it. You know, they lasted for so long. But the impact and what somebody did, Queen.
Mhm.
I mean, he touched a lot of the whole band. They touched a lot of people. And that one song, I mean, when that song came out, there was nothing on the radio like that. Nothing.
Yeah, and the record company didn't want it either.
Yeah, there was nothing on the radio like that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And you know what? I was being a typical guy before, and I wasn't listening to the question. I just answered it. But I didn't know it was what we like better. Oh, that's an easy one. Stairway to Heaven.
But you know, I like them both equally. I mean, I can't put one over the other one. But if you're talking about, like Remy said, who would know what? Most people would know Queen.
Mhm.
And most musicians would know Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, it's a different beast. And you gotta love it, you know. Go ahead.
If I could mention one thing, like about the compositions of the song, if you think about Stairway, it's kind of like, it's very like streamlined. Like it kind of grows into that, you know, guitar solo at the end. And I feel like with the Queen song, like I feel like they were just kind of basically just showing off like how good they were, that they could like do so many parts and have it in one song. Which like I mean, not that that's taken away from it at all, but I feel like for, you know, I'm not gonna say average listener, but like there's some, you know, it kind of like catches your ear a little bit more. But if you're really into like rock music, like I guess I am, like going through from start to finish Stairway is like really cool. Because I feel like a lot with Queen songs, even like We Will Rock You into We Are the Champions, like they're like two different songs in one song. It always like was like, but I appreciate it, and it's fantastic. But I always just kind of was like, sometimes with Queen, like they just kind of were like all over the place for me.
But can I say this? When I was probably about 18 in my first road band, all rock band, and it's gonna be funny to y'all. They said, "Dude, do you know Stairway to Heaven?" And I said, "By the OJs." So you got, you know, do y'all know what I'm talking about? OJs wrote a song called "Stairway to Heaven."
Oh, that's so funny.
And that's what I was used to. Stairway to Heaven, step by step, and then, you know, and I'm going like, y'all gonna do the OJs, you know? That you know.
That's
So
funny. You're like, hey, we're playing that.
Well, for real, because you know, I wasn't familiar. I knew who Zeppelin was, but I wasn't familiar with the title of the song being, you know, one of their songs too. And yeah, that's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, and they have that controversy that song was written by Rainbow or whatever, another band. But they won it in the chords, so I guess they didn't steal it. But when you hear the Rainbow version of it, you're like, that sounds like the same song to me.
Man, you know, when you listen to all of that stuff, I mean, it a whole different era on somebody admiring somebody and taking their music and writing a song around it. I mean, that's never gonna go away. It's just that now that with technology we have now, it's kind of ridiculous how they do it now. I'm not mad at it, but you know, but that's just what people do. And you know, I wrote a tune called oh well, can't think of the name of my own song, but one of the verses. So you sampled every song, but you can't play jack. But but you get what I'm saying. So that's the world we live in, but it's keeping everybody's music alive. Believe it or not, it's
Yeah,
so.
it really is.
If somebody if I had a huge hit song and a band did it, and that it was my song. I'm not gonna take the time and go out and sue them for it. I'm gonna go for it, because what you gonna do if somebody like you that much? They're gonna write music around your music. I mean, that's a compliment. You know what I mean?
Then people will be singing your words or hearing part of your music.
I mean, at some point, it gets to be greedy, and and I'm just not with that. I get it, I understand, but I see people doing this. They go, oh, they're doing your thing. I said, dude, once you put it out there, it's not your thing no more.
Yeah, there's a 10-year-old kid doing it better than you somewhere.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah. So you can't get mad at it. You gotta go like, woo, I like that.
I can. I'd say stop feeding these kids. They're getting too damn good. Take away YouTube from them. No, nothing. Take away their instruments. They're too good.
But guess what though? You remember during that time where they wasn't doing it. And they wasn't that good. They were doing other things. And now that things are switching and you getting certain kids, I hate to say this, but these little women and these little girls, they ain't playing with you.
They're taking it by storm.
They are killing it. And that's how we did when we were little. It's got to be right here in this heart. You can't play like that if it's not here. It's got to, and kudos for the parents for letting them do what they want to do. Everybody's not going to be a doctor. Everybody's not going to be a fireman. How many people today you see want to be a policeman? I mean, come on. I mean, when I was a kid, oh yeah, I want to be a policeman.
Different now.
Not today. And you know what? And I have nothing against that at all. But everything, so music
is
the best thing for the world. Being a musician is the best thing for the world. I mean, being in sports can be the best thing for the world.
No,
but music, I mean, not just because I'm a musician, but I really believe that music is the best thing.
Really, it can really bring a lot of peace and unity together.
Yeah.
I have a side topic going from Led Zeppelin, and I want to bring it to the young churn here. You three on the side there, yeah, you young churn.
Yeah.
Real quick, then we're gonna answer it too. But real quick, Greta Van Fleet, are they a Led Zeppelin ripoff, and do you like them? Liz, how are you feeling? You're like,
I don't really listen to them much, so I can't really comment.
The first time I heard them, I was like, yeah, really, I like it, reviving rock. Then the next time I heard them, I'm like, wait a second, come on, man. Then the next time I'm like, all right, I'm like, yo, you're literally just ripping off. And now I'm like, come on. And then I started seeing the fashion choices, and I'm just like, okay, I cannot support this any longer. I'm out. See you, Greta Van Fleet. More like Greta Van goodbye. But if we want to come on the show, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, that's a really good point to get them on the show, James.
Great marketing.
Yeah.
I'll send him that clip.
Send this clip to him. We're big fans. We love you guys. All right, I'm going to go kill myself. I'll be real quick. Nick, we got one more topic about Spotify.
We do. So, are streaming services unfair to artists? And Nick, I'm going to kick this one off to you. Do you think that the current streaming services are good or bad for artists nowadays?
I guess I don't know. It depends. I guess what kind of like distributor you're using. I'm kind of new to it all myself. I haven't really. I have some stuff on SoundCloud. I do have a song on Apple Music that I got on via one of the distribution sites. But I mean, in some ways, yeah, it's harder, I guess, to make money. It's harder to make like a good amount from just your music because everything with like social media and trying to be an influencer and making videos and stuff like that's almost equally as important now to the music. They want to see your lifestyle and all that crap and stuff, which yeah, I mean we always have, but it's kind of like been a little bit more reserved, not as like personal as things are now. I feel like everyone wants to see what you had for breakfast or something, but it also does give you the opportunity to get your music out to a lot more people. So it just depends, what avenue you're going to approach it. But I would say maybe not monetarily it's the best way, but for exposure reasons, it's probably better than it's ever been now because you can just put a song out and, let people share it or, let the internet have, whatever it will with it,
Okay, yeah, absolutely. There's so much more accessibility nowadays. I absolutely agree with that viewpoint. Alyssa, being that you are in the music review industry, how do you see the streaming platforms either helping or hurting artists nowadays?
I think I definitely agree with Nick on the fact that it's great for exposure. I mean, I have only discovered people from streaming services. So I think it's definitely good on that fact. In terms of monetary wise, I'm not too familiar because like I'm not a musician myself, so I don't have songs on any streaming services. So I'm not really too familiar on how it, affects them. But I would imagine it's probably not well.
They get like a fraction of a penny per play. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's much, but
It is pretty low as far as monetization goes itself. But I do agree there is the aspect of the shareability and the just multiple platforms that people do use that they can access from their phones and just being able to discover new artists based on who they're currently listening to is a new way out there. And Quintin, being as how you've seen tapes and CDs and records throughout your time, and now that people don't really purchase those anymore. So what do you think about the whole streaming nowadays?
Well,
what's an 8-track?
What's an 8-track? I love that question.
Honestly,
I'm kidding, I know.
Just like Nick said, exposure, best thing in the world. I mean, you could sit in your living room and somebody in China can see you or hear you and do whatever you got to do. But as far as money goes, I'm not with it because they need you just like you need them. So it should be 50-50. You do your thing, we do our thing, and we see what happens when it comes out at the end. And if they did that, they would make more money and the artists will make more money. They will get more, they will get good stuff. They will get more people coming to them because they feel like they're getting a fair shake. It's just like, to me, I use an analogy of when I go get my car fixed, the guy charges me this amount of money. And he said, well, is that too much? I say, well, that's what you charge. He said, well, some people complain. I said, well, guess what? I'm not fixing it. You are. I say, so I can't get mad. I mean, I'm going to get mad at something that I can't do. So, I got to deal with what you do. You charge me, and same with the music stream. They need you to make the music to push out. You need them to push it out to the world. So it should be almost equal. I mean, if they're doing a little bit more, it shouldn't. I mean, at least you should at least get $5.
Yeah.
You know, and if they sell it for 11 or 12, then you say that's cool because you're doing everything on that part, but I'm doing this. But you still gonna make good money sitting at home and ain't on the road.
Agreed.
You get what I'm saying? I mean, but ain't nothing like that old school grind. I mean, nobody's really buying CDs and selling CDs, but dude, I sold more records out of my trunk and I would be selling some CDs and, and not even leaving my region and just setting the band, and they go like, damn, man, if you're in a good band, here's the thing. If you're in a really good band and you all get along, your band can have a CD out of the band, and your band members can make their own personal CDs and sell them there too. And your CDs will sell because your band is that good. They're gonna want to know what this is, and they're gonna want to know what that is, and they just gonna buy up everybody's stuff. And then you can flip it around and give them a deal, 2-for-1 deal, and put your stuff in there. You could do all this stuff. You can make so much money doing that, but you got to get along to do it. You can't be jealous. You can't, well, I'm not selling no. Put it in the pot and let it do what it do, and everybody will make money. But nobody really does that no more today. And with streaming, we kind of rely on it. I still have a regular website called Cubase.com that I barely look at and I pay for because everybody's looking at Facebook and all these others, but I still won't get rid of it because we see what they do, I mean, they in control. They can shut you down just like that, and nobody will see you. That's why I keep my website just in case,
Smart.
So
we got a new one coming out, baby.
That's right.
918. We got 7 new tracks. Stereo Joe, baby. Remy's on it. Remy's on track.
Based on one of those tracks. Yay.
Number 5, Pain, because I'm a pain in her butt and I made her do it.
I made her do it.
That's about accurate. No,
I made her do it. I literally went to her house, threw her over my shoulder with permission from Mike, of course, and I dragged her into the car and I was like, Remy, we need you on bass. And then she finally was like, just get me some wine. No, you don't drink wine. Oh wait, Fiji water. That's what you drink. Get me some Fiji. I got it for her, and there we go. And then she did it.
Hey, I want y'all to know that my week is going to be pretty awesome after doing this.
Well, thank
you.
Just from sitting here talking with y'all, it gets the wheels turning. I have nothing to do until Friday. I have a house gig every Friday. And I don't have to work but Friday and pay my bills. That's how much I do that well, just with one gig.
Nice.
But, sitting here talking with y'all and all. But I want to know, how can other people see this after this is over?
It's going to be available on YouTube, and it will be available on Facebook as well. And we will definitely tag you in it and share it as well, for sure.
Yeah, I'll text you the Facebook, the YouTube link to their YouTube.
Okay. I mean, this is awesome. Y'all quit picking on Alyssa now.
I know.
Because I'm the youngin'. That's
I know.
You know what? Usually Alyssa makes fun of me the most, and she's really good.
I've been pretty tame today.
No, you better hype it up. You have permission to get me anytime, Alyssa. She's great. We met her at William Patterson, one of the college radio stations around here, and she was awesome. We became besties right away. It was so much fun that day.
But me being at my age, I rely on people like Alyssa to know what's going on with the new technology because it's not really my thing. I'm so old school, but I can't stay old school if you want to stay in the game. So
Yeah, Jimmy too.
yeah.
She's good.
So I
No.
I talk to my son and his friends, and I try to see what's going on. This TikTok thing, I did a TikTok, but I just don't know.
I just gotta say, it's really good for the music industry, though. A lot of
Yeah.
people are getting noticed on there.
I mean, I'm doing it, but I see other stuff, and I'm going like.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of worms to unpack in that.
I mean, I find myself, I hate to say it, but I'll find myself laying down early in the morning, just dying, laughing, can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, me too.
I feel like I better call somebody and let them know that I'm laughing so hard, just in case.
Yeah.
But it's a hard one, to grasp. But I've seen a few musicians and stuff on it, but I'm doing my bass thing on it, and I'm having fun with it. But they monitor music though.
Mm-hmm.
If they, you just can't do what you want. Yeah, they won't.
It's interesting. The digital IPCs are like, once you get that registered, the AI recognizes it right away and shuts it down. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going like, oh, okay. So I try to do things that, especially with don't have tracks and stuff like that, so it won't pick it up. Because I like to do other artist songs, but do it my way, and that's fun.
Yeah, believe it or not, we even did a rendition of "This Love" by Maroon 5. Don't tell anybody though, but we did do it. And but anyway, the AI flagged it.
Yeah.
Wow. Even though it's not style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like getting pretty advanced. So I guess it can recognize the chord progression now. And I'll tell you what, the musicians, this was an even freakier thing I heard, because I watch way too many videos on artificial intelligence. But I was watching this one video, and it was like, oh, the music you're listening now was created by an AI thing. And you're like, what? And it was like complex. It wasn't like prog rock style of music, but it was like complex, like almost orchestral score type music. But it was like definitely higher IQ music. And now the robots are just making that. Like pretty soon, it's going to be pretty interesting out there. Like, what job is going to be left? These robots, man, Skynet.
I don't know if I want to be around and be watching Star Wars band.
Oh God! Actually, that's one of my favorite things when you see a jazz band and they cover that little song from inside the bar. I actually really enjoy that. But you know what? And just kicking it back to the other topic. That Star Wars Episode 1 might be one of my favorite movie soundtracks. That one epic fight scene with Darth Maul and whatever his face is, Qui-Gon Jinn or whoever it was. That was a pretty great score there too, actually.
You're right. That was all around a really good movie. Between the effects, the music, I think that deserves to be on that list.
So, how many people saw Aretha?
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to.
Oh.
I have a buddy who used to play percussion for her whenever she came to New York.
It's, me being a songwriter for Fame, and at the end, when I was there living in Muscle Shoals, and I became a songwriter for Fame, and Rick Hall, no joke, Rick would come up to me, he'd say, Quintin, I've done a lot of things. Yeah, I say, yeah. He said, you my favorite bass player. And why I'm his favorite bass player, I don't know. Maybe it's because of my style. I have no idea. But dude, he told me about how he got in a fight with the dude from New York. There's a black dude from New York. I mean, they telling me all this, and all of these guys are still alive to tell this story, and I'm going like, this is some crazy stuff. And now I see this movie, and I'm going, oh my God, this is too much, But because you seeing a movie, but the real person, he's not here now. The real person is telling you these stories. Can I say something real quick? I want to crack y'all up. Now, we know we're talking about most of the shows. We're talking about Alabama. We're talking about the South. So when we would have a meeting in Fame, Rick would talk to all his people to come from Nashville. I would be sitting in the room. I would sit beside Rick. And every time Rick would mention a black artist, he would point at me. He would see, okay, y'all can see my finger. He'd say, so every time Clarence Carter would do something, he would point at me.
God.
It would just go on. And then the last thing he said, so Quintin, maybe you could tell them why black people love me so much. And I'm going like, he said that and I just died.
Oh my God.
We laughed. So he wasn't a bad person, but he still had that old school in him.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, it was all good. But he was something else. I loved him to death. I liked him for just who he was. I wouldn't change it. Not at all, because he never treated me bad. But you just notice those little things.
Sure. Yeah.
And the guys in the band, they would look at each other and they
yeah, like
Oh my
yeah,
God.
so that was my funny story.
That's wild.
yeah, I know. I love it. I love music. Like the good, the bad, and the ugly that goes with it. People who aren't in the scene don't know like all the little details and all the behind the scenes and the good, the bad, the ugly, the drama, the band divorces, but then the ultimate highs when you just you hit a new goal or you hit that you gelled together on stage in that one section, you just hit it the best way ever. It's just so amazing. Music to me is like a drug. Don't let your kids do it. They're going to be poor living in a van down by the river. No, I love it.
It is so the best thing, and like we talked about earlier, Jimmy, about multiracial bands and stuff like that. You learn so much. And one thing that I did learn, because my drummer, he was Puerto Rican, I never starved on the road.
Our boy Johnny.
Beans and rice and that stuff, and it was cheap and it was good, so there wasn't no such thing as a starving musician around those cats.
That's some of my favorite food.
Yeah, so
Puerto Rican food.
We survived. It was crazy. I was going like, wow, okay.
We just had pork shoulder on Sunday. We had this awesome party we just went to, and everybody brought a different dish, and our boy Johnny brought the pork shoulder. Oh my God, it was.
Jimmy, you don't mind me asking how old are you? You don't mind me asking you?
I won't tell on screen, but I'll tell you off screen.
Oh, okay. I'm listening to you talk, and I'm going like,
I'm a little, Alyssa, you don't say anything, please. No, I'm a little older than I was.
I'm going to go with 50.
Well, you know what? People won't believe it. No, I'm not that old. I'm not. No, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you right off.
You really won't say your age? You're so funny.
No, I won't.
I love my age. I'm trying to grow the gray.
Thank you, Mattia.
14.
That's correct. That's correct.
If you reverse the numbers.
No, but listen. All right, we got to end this episode now, guys. All right, listen. Man. We got to go. Ixnay on the Xnay. It was great talking to you all. No, but really, we do. Alyssa and Nick and Remy.
I got college in the morning.
They're like, we're on overtime, Jimmy. They're like, oh, great. I'm going to get some bills. No. Listen, this was a really fun episode, and I'm so glad to have you guys on. But before everybody goes, please, let's get your info. Alyssa, let's talk about you.
Okay, so if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at _ a shot of Alyssa _ my Facebook's Alyssa Rose. Yeah, that's pretty much what I use mostly.
Excellent. And for reviews.
Oh, yes. So if you want to hit me up for reviews, you can message me on Instagram. I can't promise I can do everybody's reviews, but I will definitely check out your music and try to make it work.
And to see all her reviews, because she's got awesome new music like we played before. So if you want to check it all out, go to her. Nick, what are we doing with you? Where should we find you?
So I mostly post on Instagram and my Facebook music page. Just my name, Nick Planner. That's it. And I got a YouTube, but I'm, starting to post some stuff there too.
And you're a gun for hire.
Yes, I am.
If anyone needs a lead guitarist,
nice.
I'm your man. Yeah.
Perfect. Nick's probably looking to replace me in Stereo Joe. That son of a bitch.
Never have enough Nicks.
I know.
It'll just be the Stereo Nick band.
Wait, come on now. Listen, And then Rem, we'll find you. We're finding you.
You can find me on Instagram under Remy Gale. Facebook is the same. That's really about it.
Boom. And wait, and you didn't talk about our number one mascot.
Who? Hank?
Hank
the Tank.
Yes, and I
Hank.
have a pig named Hank. So when you go to my Instagram, you'll see mostly pictures of him and our cat Lloyd.
He's a cutie. We love Hank. We stand him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I yelled at Jimmy for eating pork shoulder.
In front of Hank?
I'm not going to tell Hank.
He's
He's
good,
sitting right
though.
next to me in his blankets, James. No
How
one
dare
even
you.
associate
every time you
it.
come over.
I don't even realize it. I thought it came from a tree. I didn't know. Oh my God, this is so bad. Oh no, I'm giving up bacon, just so you know. I'm dead serious too. Okay. All right. And Quintin, we'll end it on you.
No, we've killed him. He's out.
I was not expecting that. And I've seen your little pig, Remy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. Instagram Quintin 5063, and my Facebook music page is Cubase Music, which would be Cubase would be all in uppercase, and then space, then music would be lowercase. Just my regular Facebook is Quintin Berry. That's about it. And my website is cubase.com. So, yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. I love it. And of course, Nick the Viking, you can find him on Pornhub as Nick the Pillager. He is great. No, I'm joking. That's my nickname.
Smash the subscribe button.
No, this is what I've done. It's so messed up. I've started a fake fan account for Nick on Pornhub. Not Nick Planner, Nick Fantuzzi. Nick the Viking. Not you, Nick. You're coming next month. But I do it from neck down only, and I go by Nick the Viking. It's awesome, bro. I'm getting a lot of plays, bro. It's that mini weenie porn really blowing up out there, ladies.
I wonder why they've been hitting me up lately, telling me I need to update my
You've been
account.
getting a lot of friend requests.
What's wrong with you, man?
This is why I don't stay on screen too long. That's why I'm always ducking out. I keep dropping out. But anyway, guys, this was so much fun. And listen, we're also I think I'm going to we got some ideas in the works, but I think I'm going to take these end segments and possibly turn them into podcasts. Or we might do something else where we do a longer podcast. So it's not just 15 minutes with you. We can kind of be a little bit more like more deeper and in depth and everything. Go a little bit. I don't know. We're working, tinkering on things. But anyway, it was so good. And I'm bringing that up so I can hope to have you guys on that as well. So you're all invited.
Thank you.
Sounds like fun.
Thank you.
Well, listen, guys, it's been awesome. I'm going to drop everybody out, but for Nick, my hair brother. And anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight. It was so much fun, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Peace.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, later, guys. Have a good night. Nick, that was so much fun, man.
It was another great night filled with talented musicians and very interesting people all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone was so cool, and I'm so lucky. And, dude, we are the worst promoters ever, bro. Let's just talk about some of our stuff real quick. We got a new song out, Moments, right now. You can go check it out. It's on SoundCloud, but like we SoundCloud. And like we said, on 9/18, it's going to be available on Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all streaming platforms. And then our next gig is going to be September 23rd at Hoover's in Morris Plains, New Jersey. That's like one of our home spots. We love it there. Teresa, what's up? Anyway, we're going to be down there. We got a special guest that show. Josie Webb from Josie Webb Music is going to be singing with us that night. She's awesome. She's very talented, so you're not going to want to miss that. Then we're playing the Food Truck Festival in Shawnee, and that's on October 9th, so you're not going to want to miss that. And then lastly but not least, follow us on YouTube if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. We're also on Spotify. Please check it out. That's Stereo J-O. We're not on Pornhub yet. I know I keep joking about it, but we're working on it for all the adult entertainment out there. No, but really, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys were awesome. Nick, have a great night. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Adios.